Yes,
They're not smart. Figure
point
it
about
out.
stagnation. There's no point about stagnation if those jobs are disconnected from the larger economy from which more Americans are working in.
Which is true. Which is true.
Then
But
your stagnation point makes no sense because stagnation cannot
oh my
happen
gosh, go
if
study
those
some
two
economics,
variables
man.
are separated from each other.
I'm not here to
Mayo,
teach nothing.
you don't understand economics at all.
Yes, I do. I understand from the top down and everything.
Everything.
Or else I wouldn't be making the money I make.
No.
Okay, what is
you just
here? Let
said
me ask
was-
him this: what is price elasticity of demand?
That means like if the demand for the product is low, the price is higher. If the demand for the product is high, then the price gets lower.
No. Price elasticity of demand is essentially saying, for what percentage change in price would there be a particular percentage change in demand, right? Something
Right.
like that.
I just broke it down as
That is
simple
not what you said.
as simple terms. If the product,
I said it in simple
if they
terms.
got a bunch of product and there's low demand, the price goes up. Vice versa.
Low demand, the price goes up. That doesn't make any sense.
That's how
If there was high
economics
demand,
work,
the
buddy.
price would go up. Low demand would not make the price go up. Low demand, if anything, would make the price go down. What the hell are you saying?
Oh, if the demand,
Mayo, you say I understand economics top down, and he says low demand makes prices go up.
okay, I said it
can't
backwards.
fucking
Big
believe
deal.
it, dude.
I said it backwards.
Cannot
Big deal.
believe it.
Sorry, if there's a lot of product and the demand is low, then the price goes up.
No, the price would go down. No, the price would go down. If there's a lot of product, high supply and low demand, that means that the price would go down because there are more suppliers than there are demanders. What are you talking about, bro? You said you understand economics from top down, and you said something that literally fucking contradicts the law of demand. What the hell are you saying? This is basic economics. You learned this in high school economics.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, big deal.
Well, then that kind of proves that you, as part of understanding is being able to apply it to the real world.
He understands
You
all of
didn't apply it to
economics.
the real world
He
in
says,
an effective
he
way, so
says
therefore you
that,
understand it.
Matt,
I'm
he
sorry, I
says
had
that
it
was price
backwards.
elasticity of
I
demand.
had
It
it
literally
backwards.
contradicts the
I'm
law of
sorry.
demand.
Big deal. I'm just a little bit frustrated here, is all. I wasn't even trying to think, is all. I got my mind other places too, other than right here.
I
Sorry.
bet you have no understanding of economics. I'm sorry.
Yes, I
I asked
do.
you. I
I'm
asked
sorry
you one
that
of
it
the
was
most
backwards.
basic. Dude, you don't understand economics at all. I promise you.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I just wasn't thinking about it that hard. I wasn't trying to think about it
There's
that
no
hard.
person that has studied economics that would say that. Like, I'm actually serious. Not even as a mistake. Like that.
Well,
Like,
because
you
I
actually
had it
ran with
backwards,
it.
dog.
Yeah, you don't just
I
get
didn't
it
run anywhere with
backwards.
it. So what? I had it backwards. That's sorry, but that's just the
Dude, that's-
proof that I had it backwards just proves that at least you're smart enough to fucking realize I made a mistake and you corrected me.
It's only because I study economics, right? Again,
No, you
most
don't.
people. Yeah, I do.
Yes, he does. What the fuck?
Dude,
Are you kidding
this
me?
This guy, I can't.
He'll literally be graduating next May with a bachelor's in economics.
Like, bro, this guy, what is he
Seriously.
saying, bro?
Like
Okay,
what?
you do not
Seriously,
have to know
so
this.
you
Most
so you
people,
can't tell.
Mayo,
go ask your
hold
professor
up.
tomorrow then why unskilled labor forces down wages. Go ask him that.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it isn't the
Yeah.
case that if there are people there is a more supply of labor, right? And it is the case that
Right.
that is at a lower propensity for people to make income. It can drive down as it relates to specific types of jobs, okay? But that's
Right.
not a
That's
macro
true.
trend about the overall economy. That's hyper specific to specific aspects of the economy. Right? You have no
Right, and
fucking
there's
clue what you're
several.
saying.
And there's
You have
several
literally, Mayo, you are so out of your grasps, you don't even understand.
Yeah, I do. I do understand.
don't.
I'm just saying there's plenty of other aspects of why the economy is the way it is.
Yeah, and do you think that you, right, have the capacity to understand that when you didn't even know the fucking law of demand? And you didn't know what price
do know the
elasticity
law of
demand
demand.
is.
I just
Yet you
had it
said you knew
backwards.
everything in economics. You do not have to know everything in
just
economics.
about.
Most people don't.
Just about,
But if
yeah.
you claim that you know everything in economics
I do.
and you contradict the
I
law
thought
of
I had it
demand
wrong.
and you can't tell me what price elasticity of demand is, then I know that you know nothing about economics.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I had
Define
it backwards.
economics.
I wasn't trying to be backwards or misstate it, but you're right. I had it backwards. Big deal.
No, I'm just
I'm not-
telling you
I'm not out
that
here
that is
trying to
indicative of
apply
the
it every
idea
day.
that you don't understand economics.
I do understand it. I'm sorry I had it wrong.
Okay. Okay. If you
The-
understand
if
it,
the
tell me
demand-
something about
if the-
economics.
Okay. Something else about economics besides supply and demand?
Anything. Yeah.
Okay. The only way to bring down interest rates is to cut jobs and to hire tax people.
Okay. So us
That's why
wanting
my
to.
property tax just went up.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that the way to bring down interest rates is by getting more people out of jobs. So that's not what causes the interest rates to go down. We can bring the interest rates down given the fact that there's less people working, because people would have less money and be spending less money in the economy. So there'd be lesser
That's right.
demand. So you can
Right.
decrease.
Yes, I
The interest rates, right? Or interest
killing
rates can
jobs.
decrease, right?
By killing
if
jobs.
there is so no, you're misunderstanding the idea. The idea here is that you will cause some level of unemployment to reduce the price instability caused by our overshoot or overcorrection as it relates to demand.
Right.
That's it.
And that's
we have an
part of the
an
reason
overcorrection as it relates to demand, right? There's
that
price
inflation went
instability,
so high
right? And there
under
has to be some
pandemic.
level of recorrection of the market in order for
Correct.
everything to get back into the standpoint it was, right?
Correct.
And everything to get
You're
back
right.
on track. I'm
That's
not
right.
disputing that. Okay?
Okay.
Never disputed that at all. Right?
Didn't
That's
say that.
typically what all the people are saying at the Fed. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, you asked me to name another point of economics, and I proved that I knew what I was talking about.
Well, I had to explain it further to you, but
No, you didn't. I knew exactly what you already knew. You put it out there yourself. I didn't ask you to.
yeah, Mayo, you are the economics understander. You understand every aspect of economics.
In a way, I do.
You are.
I mean, I
Okay,
understand.
You're a
that
fucking
is-
G.
okay.
Wait.
So, okay,
Let me
Julian,
just ask
Julian,
you.
explain to me.
Hold up. Go ahead.
Explain to me how trickle down economics didn't work. Is it because Congress?
Well, we would just
went
look at empirical
and-
trends over time, like to show
Yeah.
the stagnation of wages,
Yep.
given the fact that there has been adaptation of these different types of models.
And
right?
what do they
Right,
say
and
is
then-
the reason for stagnant wages?
Yeah, so-
Unskilled labor.
No, that's not the only reason.
That's-
That could be
that's
that could
one
be
of the reasons.
that could be one thing within certain aspects of the economy. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to explain something that's relating to the overall broader economy. Okay? You're not just talking about hyper specific aspects of the economy. Okay?
Right.
Actually, if you do look at immigration only reduces wages by like 0.2% within certain studies, right? For people who do not have a high school diploma. For everyone else, it increases wages. Okay, so the increase in wages that would be accounted for in the rest of the economy could be used as social programs to be able to correct for that particular aspect of the market, and then provide more to the economy. Right, especially when we're relating to the fertilization rates being below replacement rates since the 70s. Okay, right, you
Well, it's at
understand that
1.6.
immigration is literally the basis of our economy continuing to grow.
Yeah, I do.
If we didn't do that, our economy would go stagnate like Japan, like China's
Right.
going to, because we would
Right.
have population collapse, or we would not have increase in population growth.
Right. I'm not saying I'm against immigration at all. I'm saying I'm against the fact that people have been waiting on the list for years and years who actually have education, who actually have some type of skill to be beneficial to us, rather than letting unskilled, uneducated welfare problems into our country.
Welfare problems. You'd
Yeah.
have to. Well, what do you mean welfare problems? You understand that people who are undocumented immigrants take less from
80% of
social
them-
programs than they actually than they are putting into these particular systems.
Not now that they get free health care. Not now that they get
No,
free
no. Can you give me any
Not
evidence?
now
'Cause
they-
actually, you can compare the cost of these. I've done so already. I've looked at this.
like 80% of these people coming across the border, their first step is getting welfare.
Can you give me evidence that this is some widespread notion insofar as that it's producing more of a dependency relation on our economy, and that people who are
Yeah.
undocumented immigrants
Yeah.
are not providing more
Yes.
to the economy than taking from it?
Yeah, because
Go for it. Give me something.
well, there's a
Hey,
there's a
Mayo,
lot of
stop
them.
stop
Okay,
stop giving
hold
me
on.
words and give me a source.
Source is by looking at the numbers of
You just
what
saying looking at
welfare
numbers
was
and look
2
it up
years
is not a
ago
source.
compared to now.
Give me a source.
Go to dhs.com and find out how
No,
much
you have to give me a title. Like, what
welfare-
specifically are you referencing?
how many more people are on it.
You're the one that's are making the claim. You're the one that's supposed to have the numbers, right?
I don't have my laptop in front of me, but I can tell you that I've looked on dhs.com and looked at the numbers from 3 years ago to 2 years ago till now. And you can definitely see there's increase upon those social programs.
Yeah, there's more people who are in social programs throughout time because population increases. What are you saying? And people
1.6% is counting all the extra people we have here.
Wait, that's not undocumented immigration though, right? That
Hilarious.
doesn't relate to immigration. That relates to just people on these systems. What are you saying?
Go to dhs.com. Look up the number of people who
DHS.com, you
under
mean
Trump,
Gov?
we had the lowest unemployment, okay, at his time. For the amount of people that
DHS.com,
were coming in
DHS.com.
without
I
extra
can't.
immigrants coming into this country, without extra immigrants coming here. Look at what it was then. How many people were on? Is that our tax dollars are supplying these people with
Yes, actually,
healthcare,
absolutely.
in
I think there should be. I
in
think
welfare.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're
gonna
okay
explain this.
with all of our tax dollars and all of our inflation and all of our interest rates going up.
You're not understanding. Okay. So as it relates to this, if interest rates are going up, that would be a response to price instability. You understand that, right? Interest rates going up specifically would be to influence things like unemployment to continue to go up as well, to be able to reduce
Right.
price instability. That's the whole basis of interest rates, right? You're not
That's right.
understanding that. Okay.
No, I do. I understand.
No, you're not. If it relates to
That's why they
welfare,
went
right?
up last
Of course,
year.
hold up. If it relates to welfare, of course, more people every single year are going to be getting on welfare. There are increasing populations every single year. That happens every single year. As it relates to these particular things, absolutely, we should have systems in
Which
place meant to
proves that there's
stop talking.
uneducated
Stop talking.
individuals
You're uneducated.
who are
Stop
a
talking.
burden on our society.
You're the burden on our society. You're the one that's uneducated. That's why I'm on here and I have to debate
That's
against
wrong.
you. No, you are actually.
That's
Can I please
wrong.
finish? You're the burden.
Go ahead.
You're what's
No, we're
holding
not.
back our country.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You are
I'm not.
unironically. That's why I'm debating. Why
The
else would I
people
be
who
debating
are
you?
uneducated and everything else are the people who are a burden upon our society.
That's you.
No, it's not. I am educated. I
Mayo,
have
no,
a
you're
job.
not.
I
How do
make
you
money.
define educated?
More than a high school diploma.
Do you have more than a high school diploma?
Yes, I do.
What kind of degree do you have?
I have a machinist.
Oh,
Degree.
sorry, trading school degree. Okay. All right. That's cool. All right.
I went to VTech,
Okay.
and I also went to.
And more
I also
people
went
should
to
go to trade
MPI.
school. Okay, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
But
as it
I'm-
relates to the conversation we're having right now, you are absolutely not educated.
No, I will not because that's not true.
You are not
Uh,
educated as it
My
relates to this
tax
conversation, I
rate, my
promise you.
tax rate said different.
Guinness, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Your tax rate doesn't mean anything. Dulce, I appreciate the $30. Thank you so much. Can we get a
Sure.
W Dulce in the chat? Thank you so much.
W's
Yeah.
for what? You didn't win shit.
I said
anything,
W's
you just
for,
proved
I
my
said,
point.
I
I
said
mean, I'm
W's
making
for
it look
Dulce.
like a
That's
joke.
the person who just like Venmo'd me. He just like doesn't know what's going on.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got
dude.
paid. That's why.
No, I didn't get paid today.
No.
Dude, I can't do it.
Oh my God.
This guy.
I got paid.
I'm
today.
hilarious.
But I got
Dude,
paid.
I have a sense of humor. There's not just one part of me. Dude, I got a sense of humor.
Okay.
No, we just legitimately thought you were that educated. Yeah, so Mayo, can you actually like engage with the conversation?
Mm-hmm. Sure. What do you want to know?
What were we just talking about?
Here, I need to get some ice. Listen.
Why do you announce that?
Man, that's awesome, man. Great ice maker.
Oh my God, Mayo. Okay, we were talking about welfare, right? People absolutely, we should have systems in place to ensure that people have basic access to amenities, right? Things like healthcare,
so they don't
education,
starve.
housing, welfare,
Sure.
right? Things that are meant to
Absolutely.
ensure stability within our system. Because if people are stable, they are more able to make, or they're better able to make like decisions for their lives, right? Especially
maybe they
long
won't
term,
go out
because
and
there's
commit
less
crime.
fear and anxiety associated with this. And I can give you evidence
Right.
to believe that fears and anxieties associated with these particular types of things reduce one's ability to analytically think and engage, right? Like reduce IQ points, right? That actually does happen.
Yeah, it kind of reduces crime.
Okay. So again, I don't know what your point is. We clearly can adopt these things, right? As many other countries, developed nations around the world, to the same degree, same stuff that we have, right? Have been able to adopt these similar types of models and have produced
That's
efficient
right.
outcomes for their populations, for the average person. Okay.
And that's
So-
great. No, I believe in that.
Okay. So then why the hell are you complaining about it?
Because there's plenty of people who don't need to be on it and have been taking advantage of the system for decades. My mom, for example, she, a completely able-bodied person, raised me on welfare. And in a like the ghetto of where I was, raised, and she was a perfectly able-bodied female who decided to just be lazy and not work a day in her life, and lived on it for since I was like 8 years old. So that was like 41 years.
Laura, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it.
But I mean,
So, Mayo,
thankfully
let's
those
say, hey,
systems
Mayo,
are in
Mayo.
place, though.
Mayo, let's say
Because-
that there are individuals that take advantage of the system, right? Right.
Yeah.
You understand that would happen within any system, right? That there are going to be people that take advantage of the system, and that does not mean that we shouldn't provide a system overall for people.
But I grew up in the ghetto, and I seen like all these able-bodied females doing nothing every day but sitting around smoking cigarettes.
Okay, so this would be
watching
heavily
TV.
anecdotal to your particular experience. This is not applicable to like the overall numbers. You'd have to give me like evidence
But
overall.
there's like 300 families who live in this one town full of the ghetto. None of them are disabled, but because they have kids and there isn't a man by their side to help provide for them, that's all they did. Sit around, smoke cigarettes, watch TV, and yell at their kids. That's all they do. Probably
Yeah, so
more
what
than
you're doing,
half of those
Mayo,
women.
you're looking at a particular place and then you're making overall claims about women, right? Based
But
upon
it
an
happens
anecdotal
all
experience.
across America, bud.
You have to give me evidence. Okay, Mayo, if it's happening all across the United States, please give me sufficient evidence to indicate that that's a widespread phenomena. Songbird,
back
thank you
in
so
the
much for the
90s
$20. I appreciate it,
Back-
Songbird. Thank you so
okay.
much.
Back in the 90s, there was a system that was put into place under Reagan, I believe. Maybe
90s?
it might even have been George Bush.
90s?
No,
Yeah, no, seriously.
no,
where-
that was Clinton.
80s.
Clinton.
Well, you had to go to the right of work. Like
Clinton.
if you were on assistance, you had to show that you were actively out there going to different places for employment and stuff to get off of that system, because that's what it was made for, was a temporarily way to get by until you could find meaningful work and provide for your family the right way. And it got nowhere because there was not enough state employees to verify and check that these people were just taking
Mayo,
advantage of
how
the
has this
system.
changed?
because it's not enacted in Illinois anymore. I can tell you that.
Can you show
you
me
don't
evidence?
have to do that. Yeah.
Matt, do you know?
In Illinois, for welfare, I mean, in Illinois for welfare, you have to, when you sign up through the unemployment system, it's actually talking about is unemployment, right? To employment assistance, you have to certify that you are actively looking for a job, and you do that by going online through their job search feature. And if you don't do that, you actually get a what's known as
I remember my friend from Illinois doing that. I actually literally, I have a friend from
You have to
Illinois
do it,
that
'cause if you
literally had to
don't-
do that when he was.
If you don't, you get
For
sued by the
unemployment, yes.
state. Yeah,
Sarah,
for
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5.
Medicaid and those others having and like SNAP, those are not usually tied to work requirements because typically you have to qualify based on your income, and it's hard to tie that to that because those are necessary needed things to live. Like SNAP food is needed to live. Medical is needed to live, and so
Republicans
it's hard to tie
and Mayo want to take children off of it and want to make sure that they're not as well nourished.
Like
what fucking
that's why
society
they
are we
need to get
living
a
in?
job
Where we literally
where they
have to
get
go
a health
on live
insurance.
and we have to argue that children need to be able to have food to eat.
Don't assume.
Like, what
Just
fucking
don't
world
assume.
are we living in?
Don't assume, though. Don't assume. If you're out there and you got meaningful employment, you can get health benefits, and your kids will still be on the state welfare system or the healthcare system until you can get your own insurance. I'm not saying we got to take no kids off for nothing.
No, we should
I'm
have
not
health
saying-
insurance. Everyone should have health insurance. Like every
Hold on.
single individual, and this should be provided from the government. Like every other developed nation around the world has done, or not every other developed nation. A lot of other developed
Most of
nations
them.
around the world, European, most countries have adopted universal healthcare systems that have literally spend half as much per capita as we do and have better overall health
That's right.
outcomes.
No, you're right. I ain't
So
arguing.
why the hell don't we?
But also, what you just said, Mayo, about somebody working a job, getting their own health insurance, and then their children getting Medicaid, that to me, in our system, is so ridiculous. Can you imagine somebody working a full-time job necessary to get benefits, and they still don't make enough to where they can put their children on their health plan?
Right, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
an
that's not
indictment
good.
of the capitalistic system
Yeah,
that we
no.
live in.
Yeah, I think that universal health care should be a thing. I'm not saying I didn't think that. Like, y'all assuming shit that ain't even true.
Hold on.
Where's Trump supporting this?
Hold on. No, Trump. No, not only does Trump not
Even
support
under-
the universal healthcare system, but he proposed to literally undo Obamacare, right? Which put many people on healthcare, and he didn't have a system to replace it. So he literally wanted to strip tens of millions of Americans off needed healthcare, and he promised now for almost 10 years now, almost, to have a healthcare system that he never produced. In 2018, when John
That's
McCain
true.
gave his famous thumbs down vote, even during that vote, when the reason why John McCain voted against it was because Trump had no plan to replace it. And John McCain, thank
That's right.
God, because of his own conscience, could not consciously take tens of millions of Americans off of their needed health care.
That's true. That's true.
Trump had no problem with it.
I'm just saying there
Desiri,
are
thank you so much for the
aspects of both
$20 on
parties that
Cash
are
App.
okay.
Thank you so much, Desiri. I appreciate it.
But there's aspects of both parties that are okay. In the fact that we are so divided on certain issues is what's the problem here. And I just think like we as like-minded individuals on certain aspects of the world around us need to make a better situation out of our future instead of all this division and hate.
Well, that's idealistic. I hear that all the time.
Right.
But the problem is our society, our system has two parties. Two parties, okay? One
Right.
is a kind of bit crazy, and the other one is off the fucking cliff crazy. That's the problem, right? The Republican
Yeah.
Party in its current way that it is now is so off the cliff crazy, not with only with their policies, but also with their politics and their ideology, that I cannot support their agenda in any way because they focus on the wrong things. The last time that the Republicans talked about economics was God knows when. All they want to talk about are trans people, or gay people, or abortion, all these other social issues, because that's what will get their base riled up. Where they don't give a shit is on the economic issues. When was the last time a Republican has sat down in Congress and talked about these bread and butter issues instead of holding committees trying to impeach Joe Biden over issues that even their own witnesses says does not exist?
And then they say Democrats do that.
Yeah, and then they say
Democrats do that.
Democrats are the one who are holding things up. That's not true. That's simply not true. Right now, we have a House of a slim majority of Republicans. What are they passing right now? What are they trying to pass, right? It's trans bills, it's abortion bills, it's bills trying to impeach Joe Biden. None of the issues that you are mentioning about border, about the economy, none of those are going through the House of Representatives right now. None of it.
They're actually trying to close the border.
Yo, Dan, thank you so much for the $10 on Cash App. Wendy, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
The fact that the trans thing, if you're on the wrong side of that issue, which is I mean, trans can have whatever rights they want, but I don't think they should be involved in our sports until you can prove like you have a certain estrogen level, which is actually was talked about last week in committee, but you probably don't watch committees.
Yeah, wait, sure, yeah. So like, if you're talking about like that, that's already something that's established. Is that like 2-3 years of HRT, right? And actually, typically, in like as it relates to the different types of sports, it would really
and by the way, the Republican Party does not hold that view. By the way, what they want to do is ban trans people completely from sports. They are taking an extreme position. My position, I'm going to speak for myself, is that this has to be sport specific. There are certain sports where you have to have stricter rules than other sports,
and that goes in committee last week to where these are they bring up all these different people from different universities and healthcare people. And they actually talked last week in committee about how, like, there's a certain estrogen level or a certain testosterone.
Wait. By the way, this is what we're talking about rather than economic issues. We're not talking about inflation. We're not talking about healthcare. We're not talking about the fact that there are corporations that influence the government. We're not talking about the fact that there's insider trading. We're not talking about any of this other shit. And we're talking about the fact that there are trans people who are playing sports.
A very small minority. By the way.
Are you kidding?
You're
Are you kidding?
right, partner.
This is the platform that the Republican Party is going off of right now.
I'm just saying, like, that's what they're talking about, because it's not fair to women who've worked their whole life, right? It's to be supporting men being women and women being men.
That's not what it is, right? That's not. Dude, what are you talking about?
There was a study.
You're equivocating. Wait, May, I want you to stop real quick. I want you to stop, because when you reference it that way, you're engaging in what's called an equivocation fallacy, because you're not using the same sense of the term men and women that other people are using when they're referring to trans women as women and trans men as men, right? They're using a different sense of the term woman and man than you are. You're using a sense that relates to, say, male or female. That's not how people are using it in that type of sense, right? People are using it as like it relates to people have like a desires to be in accordance with a particular set of social and cultural norms, right? That's typically how people could relate to it, right? And that's going to be fundamentally different than relating to just sex, right?
And also, most voters are not in the minutia of the science or the debate happening within the sports world about these issues. All they hear is on a surface level is what you said, men going into women's sports, when that's not what's happening. That simply is not what's happening. Plus, most of sports that we are seeing in the high school level or the middle school level, these are 1 or 2 kids, right? 1 or 2 kids. And even in colleges, right? Even in colleges, with the examples that we have seen these trans individuals competing at or just slightly better than their same-sex counterparts, right? Or than the sex on which the sport is in, right? Leah Thomas, who
you know what, I can't wait. I can't wait for a female who has now transitioned to be a man completely obliterate whatever
that has
competition
happened.
they're
That has
against?
happened. There was
It's
a
never gonna happen.
biological female who transitioned to being a male or transitioned to being a man who was in wrestling and weightlifting, and she dominated.
That's
He
awesome.
he dominated. He
Sorry,
dominated.
I apologize. I'm apologizing.
You're
He
good, Darwin.
dominated. He is doing very, very well. So, what's your point?
I'd like to see that
Yeah, sure.
at the state level or something. At the state level or some shit. I mean, when I can actually say that actually happened, more power to you, because I really don't care.
His name is Scott Perry. He's the world's strongest trans man. He has already won a division title, and he's defending it this year.
At what grade level?
It is looks like I gotta find it within the article. USA Powerlifting. So that looks like national.
Right, but that's not a grade. I mean, so they're out of high school then?
No. He looks like he's in his late 20s, early 30s.
Right. Maybe he's been in the transition like ever since he was a kid, huh?
I don't know. I'm saying that's why these are non-issues. These are non-issues.
Oh, right. You're right.
That's the
Yeah,
issue.
you're making an issue about trans people being in sports when there's not an issue with trans people being in sports now.
Well,
right?
yes, there
And
is, because they shouldn't be using the same
hold up,
bathroom,
hold up.
especially
Oh
if
my
they
gosh,
still got
bathroom.
the
Wait,
swinging gender.
Mayo. Actually, give me any good argument that relates to the bathrooms, please.
There isn't. You should use the bathroom that of the gender that you're assigned at birth.
So sex. Okay, so trans men should go into the bathrooms of women.
Yes.
So beard,
It
right?
depends on
Mustache,
what's between
right?
their legs.
Masculine presenting. They should go directly into the women's restroom.
Sure, if that's what's
Really,
between their legs.
I'm gonna ask you about someone right now. This is someone I know,
that's what's
right?
between their legs.
Are you saying ridiculous? By the way,
How
you
hard
can
is that
have
to
surgery.
understand, though?
Are you saying that Goose should go into the women's restroom?
I don't know who.
This is Goose.
Parker.
Goose is a trans man. Should they
Yeah.
go into the women's restroom?
This is Scott Perry or Scott Piercy.
What's
Sorry.
between his legs?
Yeah. Let's see.
What's between his legs?
Should he go to the women's restroom?
Why are you so concerned with what between his
Probably
legs?
not.
Like that's
I don't
disgusting.
know.
Look, that right there is a biological female, now a trans man, a he. You want him to go into the women's restroom.
Maybe if he needs to sit down to pee.
What?
Bro, this is
There
actually,
are males who
dude,
sit down to pee because they can't stand well. What?
So they should use the women's, huh?
That's
No,
your logic.
you're saying this man should go into the women's restroom. That's what you're saying. That's your view.
I'm not sure.
Now he doesn't
Whatever
know.
between
Now
your
he
legs.
doesn't know.
That was
So
your
the
argument.
argument for
Whatever
bathrooms
between
is
your legs.
absolutely out the window.
Whatever's between your legs, buddy.
That
Okay,
makes
so-
no sense.
That just
makes
literally
no
makes
sense.
no sense.
Just because he looks like a man doesn't make him a man.
Wait,
sorry, guys.
are you saying that once they get bottom and top surgery, they can go into the bathrooms that they identify with?
Yeah. If you're a dude
that's one
and
thing,
you got
but
a
I don't know why
swinging
it has to
member,
be attributed. I don't know why it has to be attributed to whether or not someone has genitalia, right?
if you're
Let's say-
a man and you have a penis, you should not be using the women's bathroom.
What bathroom does
if you're a man,
people who
yeah.
are intersex go to?
Introsex, you mean like hermaphrodites who have
Don't
both?
fucking say that. Don't
Intersex
say that.
people.
That-
Don't say that. Intersex people.
Which is what? They don't know what they are? I don't know.
Bruh. No, it's people that have either they have both sets or they have less than one set. There are different types of intersex individuals. But the
And that
point
accounts
is they
for
do
what?
not have strictly the
0.2%
male or the
or
female
something?
genitalia.
And that
Yeah,
accounts
thank you
for
so
like
much. I appreciate it. Ashley, thank you so much for the $5. I
0.2%.
appreciate it.
Who cares?
Now you don't
Who
care.
really cares though?
Wait. He said who
'Cause
cares
I don't
after
really
he
care.
after he brought it up?
Intersex people is like 0.02% of the population. Who
Trans
cares?
individuals are a small
Oh,
part
you're
of the
just saying who
population
cares
too.
about trans? Oh, bro, like, come on.
You said intersex or they don't
Mayo.
have
There are
either
just
one.
Mayo. If you don't care about intersex people, why do you care about trans people?
I don't really.
If you don't want to
other
talk
than
about
the
intersex
fact-
people, which make up
other
the
than
same
the fact
percentage, if
that
not more
using
than trans
bathrooms
people,
and taking over sports they don't belong in.
they're not taking over sports. They're not taking over bathrooms.
Yes,
Where?
what sports are they taking over?
Wait, Mayo, please let me know.
Oh my
where?
gosh! You don't know that there was just a dude who won the women's
Mayo,
championship.
stop being demeaning
There
and
was a-
fucking insulting.
there was a
Mayo,
dude
Mayo,
that
Mayo,
just,
Mayo, please stop, dude.
got named Woman of the Year.
Yeah.
There's
Stop
just,
being demeaning. Hold up. Stop being demeaning, insulting. Instead, right? Tell me where the fuck this is happening on a wide scale, please. If you said
I don't
that
know
has
where
to be
it's happening
prevalent
on a
to
wide
refer to it,
scale,
tell
but
me
it
where the
doesn't
hell this
need
is
to.
happening. Nicole,
That's what
thank
I'm
you so much
saying.
for the
It
5
needs to
subs. I
stop.
appreciate it, Nicole.
That's what I'm saying. It needs to stop now before it does. Because
So it's not happening right now? You're making an
there was
issue out
a
of nothing?
male boxer. There's a male
Wait. Did he
trans
just concede
boxer.
to? He just wait. Hold up. I just want to address the fact that he just conceded. He just conceded it's currently not an issue. He agrees it's not an issue currently. Maybe it will be in the future. So he's making up a story right now to deflect away from all of the other issues that Republicans
went
fucking
into-
suck on.
Dude went into women's boxing and fucked that woman up, man. You don't think that's wrong, huh?
Dude, I don't even know who you're fucking referencing right now. You're just trying to be demeaning. Like, can you give me a specific
what
person?
the hell was her name?
Bro, come on.
He's like
Come on.
specifically.
No,
specifically
I want to know,
like,
Mayo. Like,
right now.
I'm being totally serious. What is
Pro boxer.
What?
A pro boxer. Who?
Fallon Fox?
It's a dude.
Fallon Fox?
Huh?
Fallon Fox?
I think that was one of them, yeah. But there was another one who's a pro who beat the shit out of that woman. Like messed her up bad. She had to get facial reconstruction and everything.
Okay.
With that-
I wanna know then-
Okay, stuff that you're relating to that those types of like injuries, they happen all the time in those types of sports.
Yeah, I think it was like MMA, right?
But it's okay for some dude to just beat the fuck out of some woman, guys.
Listen. This is consensual boxing, right? These types of facial reconstruction things, these fractures, they happen all of the time. They're literally like the most common type of fracture, right? Almost all the time. It is the nature of the sport. If you don't like that, then be against us, the sport in of a whole, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, ain't no dude supposed to go in there and whoop no woman.
Again, that's not a dude.
It is, dude.
Not a dude. Sarah, thank you so much for the $8. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Mayo, you're not giving any arguments that is legitimate.
And then-
you're not
and then,
giving any basis to
what was
Mayo,
it?
stop. You're not giving any basis to support Trump.
I mean,
you're giving
it's
actually
happening
legitimately
all across
nothing. my guy.
America where men are signing up to be women, so they can
Dude, what the
actually
hell is
achieve
this guy
something.
saying? He's
in
not even
life.
engaging. Dude, where are you talking about this happening? Can you give me evidence, wide scale?
On the state level, all across the country. That's why we're having these debates in
I'm
front
just
of
hearing you
Congress,
claim.
man.
No, we're having these debates in front of Congress
Dude,
because people like you
last
are
week in
making an
committee,
issue out
they
of
were
literally
talking about
nothing.
swimming.
Literally nothing. You're making an issue out of literally nothing to deflect away from the real problems affecting the working class of people in America, right? We're talking about the fact that they don't have access to healthcare. We're talking about the fact that they don't have access to broader sense of education. We're talking about the student debt crisis. We're talking about the fact that there's been stagnant wages for 40 years. We're talking about the fact that there are literally many different aspects of their economy that have not been brought up to the same standards that European economies have, right? We don't have paternal paid leave. We don't have maternal paid leave. We don't have like universal child care.
That's
right?
actually wrong
All
because
countries
here in Illinois, we
countries
just
around
passed
the
a
entire world don't have that,
comprehensive
right? I'm talking
MA
federal. I'm talking federal, Mayo.
FMLA.
Mayo, I'm saying federal. Okay.
Well,
I'm not saying we don't have that in any place because there are places where you can get health care in California.
Can
Like,
now get like 6 weeks off of leave if their woman has a, you know, if they're pregnant and they have a baby. Men can take up to 6 weeks off
Thanks to
through
Democrats.
FMLA.
Thanks to Democrats.
Not thanks to Republicans. And also, is that
Yeah,
paid?
the state of
Is that paid?
Illinois
Is
has
that
a
paid even?
super majority.
No,
Wait, is that even
there's
paid?
5
Is that even
different-
paid?
And it is paid.
Unpaid? I said paid leave. Right?
Oh, paid.
Paid family
Yeah.
leave, paid paternal leave, paid maternal leave. Right? I'm not just saying you get leave. I'm saying you get paid leave.
Oh,
Other countries around the world, developed European democracies, have this and had this for decades. Okay, this drastically
That's cool.
reduces the development of our children in terms of their socio-emotional development and in terms of their knowledge base as well.
Right.
Right, because
That's
you're taking families or parents out of the home to significant extents.
well, I worked for a company. I can't say their name, but I get 100% health care and everything, like completely paid. And when
Yeah,
I have my
everyone should
baby,
get that in the United States. There
they-
shouldn't be a
they
single
paid-
fucking
they
person in the
paid
United
me
States that doesn't get access to that.
40%.
Along
They
to
paid me
that,
40% of
along
my
to that,
wage
Mayo,
when my daughter was born.
along to that, Mayo, there shouldn't be a single fucking person that's on the street in this country, right? Non-volitionally.
I agree.
There should be a single fucking person, right? We live in the richest
Right.
country in the history of the world. We can absolutely
true.
afford this when almost every other European democracy has done that, and their economies are not as large as ours, right? It is actually bullshit
Yeah.
for politicians to sit there and act like we can't do this. For Republicans to act like,
Right.
oh, we don't have the money. Are you fucking joking me? The reason why we don't have the money is because you and your fucking Republican buddies have sent trillions of dollars to wars and defense contractors across the fucking world, right? On the whole basis of, oh, we're trying to influence democracy in those countries. That was bullshit. That was bullshit. We figured out that was bullshit, right? So that's the big fucking issue. I'm not saying Democrats
not
aren't a part of
true
that.
because
Democrats
I'm
are
a
absolutely a
Republican
part of
and I
that as
support
well,
those things.
right? But Republicans overwhelmingly supported that, right? Overwhelmingly.
Like I said, there was a time when I was a diehard Democrat most of my life. And it wasn't until Obama got elected, which I worked on his campaign to try to get him elected, went to house, made phone calls, did all kinds of stuff in order to help him get elected.
Then why are you
What did he-
supporting Republicans?
What
that
did
are
he do
pulling
that
this back
made
right
you
now?
not like him? What did he do?
First, he took $40 million while president to become the CEO of some place in Chicago. The second thing he did was he enacted the Obamacare, which I didn't agree with. I think that private insurance was the way to go then, maybe not now, because the social structure has changed. I believe in universal health care, like we should do like Sweden and Norway and a few other European countries, because I've seen how people and families are affected by not having health care and stuff like that.
Well, okay, let's stop there for a second. Let's just stop there for a second, right? I mean, maybe I can agree with you that the way that the ACA was implemented was haphazard, right? Let's just say that, for example, okay? But if you think that people should have health care, you cannot disagree that Obamacare, as it has been implemented over the last decade or so, has got tens of millions of Americans needed health care, that has saved tens of thousands of lives, that has improved the health of people, even if it is imperfect.
Yeah, that's true. That's why
Okay,
I said when it first come out, I didn't agree with it, but now I do.
Okay, well then you have to revise your statement and say, okay, maybe I didn't like Obama when it first came
what
out,
I
but
said.
the law has not been changed that much. The actual substance of the law has not been changed. It's just that it's been implemented better.
Yeah. So, let's say.
Yeah, well, no, haphazard, yes, haphazard. In the first couple of years, right, when they first went live, there was a website issue, all this other stuff. Like all that stuff was an issue, but it has gotten progressively better, and it can get better, by the way, if Democrats had the opportunity and there wasn't a stupid 60 majority of filibuster proof in the Senate to pass reforms to Obamacare to make it even better. The reason why Democrats couldn't make it universal is because Republicans in the Senate filibustered it, because we have an anti-democratic nature in the Senate where you can filibuster anything as long as you don't have 60 votes. That means nothing goes through the Senate without 60 votes. That is completely illogical.
So you would have me believe that we just become a socialist country, huh?
Did I say socialist?
There's not a single socialist country on the planet.
Did I say socialist?
So
Universal health care does not mean socialist.
who's going to pay for it? The government. The government's going to pay for it, right?
He said he was in support of universal health care. Wait, he said he was in support
Where's
of
the government
universal.
get their money?
Right,
Taxes.
taxpayers.
And guess what? Where am
So
I
I'm
paying my
already
health
at-
insurance right now? No. Who's paying my health insurance right now? My employer is paying part of it, and then I'm paying the rest of it through my paycheck, right?
Right.
I could be
That's
paying
the way it should be.
all of it. I could be paying all of it through a tax and then being guaranteed health care where I wouldn't have to do it because I still have copays, I still have deductibles, I still have co-insurance, I still have to get my parent company still has to make sure that the procedure that I get is medically available, as if they are the ones who are going to determine my medical care. No, my dad, when my dad needed heart surgery, he had to wait months just for his health insurance company to verify that it was needed. When he had a panel of cardiologists tell him that without it he would die. Right? That's the problem, is that the insurance companies are dictating our medical decisions. I don't want
That's right.
nobody dictating
That's
my
why I
medical
don't
decisions
agree
except for myself and my doctor. All I want is a government to be the funnel that pays for it, to be the system that pays for it.
Right, and I agree with that. I believe that the times has changed. That's what needs to happen.
Then that's universal health care. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Parker's talking about. We were talking about modeling ourselves after these countries in Europe, such as in the Nordics, where this is the system. That's the point. And we have the resources. We have the money. Instead of giving so much money to foreign wars, so much money to our military, through bloated things in our military, so much money, we can combine Medicaid, combine Medicare, and combine all of the healthcare system and have one payer.
Okay, the
Single
reason
payer, absolutely. Well, single payer plus, single payer,
the
multi-payer, whatever you
reason
want to do.
that I am saying, like, the biggest reason, like, we don't want that to shift to that way is because look at what the FDA, which is a federal drug administration, look at what they look at over everything: our food, the prescriptions that we get. Okay, you want them to be in, like,
Yes, I do. And you know why? When was the FDA created? It was created by Theodore Roosevelt out of the abuses in the meatpacking industry and in the pill industry when authors, right? I'm a librarian and I had to read this stuff, right? When authors such were dying and being taken advantage of. And that's why a Republican, by the way, Theodore Roosevelt, had to step in and establish the FDA to be able to regulate these people.
You're right. Okay, you don't have to acknowledge me on facts that I already know.
Okay,
What I'm trying to say, look, hold on, let me speak here for a second. There are all of our doctors will tell you right now, the only aisles you should be shopping in at Walmart up here is your eggs and your meat and certain other products. Every single other product is poison. That is why you cannot buy our food products in Europe. That is why every single piece of candy that we send across seas has a warning label on it, or it's not allowed at all. That is why.
It's
that
not
you
everything,
can't buy
but
Mountain
yeah,
Dew over there.
there's a lot of things that are allowed here that
also
are not
because
allowed in other
Europe,
countries.
their
That's what I'm
agencies
trying to
has
tell you.
different
Is the
criteria.
FDA is supposed to oversee all of this, and they are part of our government. And you actually think that they have your best interests in mind when they don't have to be putting all these products and chemicals into our foods and everything else. You're telling me that that is what you want.
Just because we don't currently have systems that
You
have
think it's going to get better?
Just because we don't currently have systems that are necessarily benefiting people to the degree that we would want to, that we see in other countries, doesn't specifically mean that we can't get to that point. I don't know what you're trying to argue here.
That all of our processed foods and everything that is regulated by the FDA, they're definitely not doing their job. It's all a little bit of
Well,
poison.
then why don't we adopt systems like they have in Europe then? So if you want to adopt the
Because
systems like they
this
have in
is
Europe,
a
you're going to be
money-hungry
significantly more.
country.
You're going to be.
Because this is
You're
a
going to be. You're going to be.
money-hungry country.
Yeah, because of fucking Republicans, because of how
No,
people have
it's
been shifted to
not.
the right.
It's on
Stop
both
talking. Stop
sides.
talking. Because if
It's on
Republicans
both
now.
sides.
No, it's how, again, I'm not saying it's not on both sides, but it's heavily shifted to the right. I'm not joking, right? In this country,
Doubt it.
right? The moderate is significantly more right wing than if you look at countries in Europe, right? The right wing people in Europe would be liberals in our country, would be even more left wing
Right.
than liberals. Okay, typically. So again, that's the type of shit that we're talking about. So that is the guise that they are using to be able to have so much corporate influence over our system, right? Republicans
it's
specifically.
it's
Why do you
just
think they're
funny
paid by
how you
fucking?
just want to label it all Republicans are like this, and
Because we
I
have
never said all
campaign
Republicans are. I said
finance.
Republicans are disproportionate
Yes,
this way.
but we have data.
where's your evidence for that?
Because campaign
Gotcha.
finance data is by law has to be made public. Okay, there are websites where you can go and you can search up by the legislature and look up who is paying whom. Okay, that is mandated by law. It has to be done. If you do not do it, you will be thrown in prison, as has been done to some
You're
politicians.
not showing me any facts to say that it's mostly Republicans, though.
I haven't got there
I'd
yet.
like
I
to
haven't
know
got
where
there
that data is.
I haven't got there yet.
Nobody has. Nobody
No,
has.
there are Democrats such as Hillary Clinton. There are Democrats such as Joe Manchin, right, who take corporate money to serve their specific individual interests, such as the coal industry, such as the food industry, such as whatever industry, right, the gas industry. I'm not disputing that. What I am disputing is that if you look at the amount of donations relative to the parties, Republicans take more from those industries than do Democrats. Why is that? It's because Republicans are more likely to agree with those corporations and those individuals than those Democrats are. That's
So
why.
you tell me why, if that's the case, that most Republicans are on board with getting rid of lobbyists and letting corporations dictate our policy in Washington.
Which Republican has said that they will introduce a bill, whether in the House or the Senate, to outlaw lobbyists?
There's been plenty of them. McCarthy was one of them, but he got ousted. There was
Okay, so the Republican Party literally threw out the one guy who you're.
no. There's a
Who you're
bunch,
citing.
there's a bunch of Republicans who feel that way.
Yeah, and there's also there's a progressive caucus in the House that also wants to get rid of lobbyists. Bernie
Well, then they
Sanders
should work
in the
together.
Senate. Bernie Sanders in the Senate, the most liberal member of the Senate, wants to effectively ban all of that stuff.
Right. And you know that when
Cynthia, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Cynthia, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Elected, that she was only worth what she was getting paid as a representative, and now she's worth like $21.9 million. How's that happen, bud?
Yes. Who?
That's what I'm saying. And they're all guilty. Every
Yes,
single
they
one of
get
them are
paid, but
guilty.
Republican,
Every single
no,
one of
that's
them.
not the point, though. The point is this: the Republican ideology lines up better with the interests of lobbyists and corporations that are the ones who you're talking about. The food industry, the gas industry, the coal industry, all of these industries, right? Their interests line up better with Republicans than they do Democrats. That don't mean that Democrats don't still take their money. I'm sure John Tester, I'm sure Joe Manchin takes their money, right? I'm sure they do. What I'm saying is that their interests line up better with the current party in power, which is the Republican Party.
They're both doing it, so don't try to convince yourself otherwise.
I disagree that the Democratic Party in its current state is
They're all rich.
worse than the Republican Party. Yes, they are both bad, but the
There are
Republican
more
Party
rich
is here and the Democrats
Democrats than rich Republicans. Just to let you know.
Wait, by the way, I have a source here that says that from the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign, GOP accepts nearly 6 times more in corporate contributions than Dems. If you'd like to look that up right now, this is from July 26, 2023.
Is that Google you're looking on?
Yeah, I used Google to get to
Yeah, look up any negative fact about a Democrat, and all you get is the lie. Google is nothing but lie. So
He
Google
asked
gives
for a
you
source,
it's
and
so
whenever I
funny
give him
how
a
people
source,
say they're
no,
so
here's the
informed
bullshit. Here's the bullshit.
and how they know all the.
Mayo, this is the bullshit, right? You ask for a source, I give you a source, and then you dispute anything that's provided as a source, right? And you only agree with whatever you want to agree
One
with.
negative fact about a Democrat, and you can't find one.
I do. Wait, what do you? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
sure.
by the way, there are lots of negative facts about Democrats. What are you talking about?
Yeah, on Google, sure.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Find one right quick. You got your computer right
Okay,
there.
so
Find one.
okay, so first off, right, as it
find
relates
one.
to Biden, right, you can find stuff that relates to showing that he specifically has said in the past that he is not in support of legalizing gay marriage. He has changed that and now supports that now. That is a bad thing that you could relate to, right? That's one. Would you like me to continue?
Okay, sure.
Okay, you want me to continue?
Look up if Nancy Pelosi is
I'm not disputing Nancy
Guilty.
Pelosi's corruption.
it. Okay, all right.
Sarah,
And-
thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $8.
But yet, every single one of those Democrats do nothing but stand in solidarity with that evil witch every single day.
I don't know why you're referring to her as a witch. Like, yeah,
They're
like
all
it is.
witches instead of the B word.
I don't. Okay, well, of course you want to use the particular word to like demean women, right? So specifically, right? Hold up. So like again, you can attack the corruption without
They
using
stand in
right,
solidarity.
misogynistic terminology.
So tell me
right,
why
specifically
Democrats. Tell me why Democrats don't vote on the betterment of their constituents when they all stand party line. None of them will be in the middle. None of them will
Republicans vote less for the betterment of our society than Democrats do.
And what I'm saying is right now, Democrats are staying in solidarity on the Senate floor and the House floor every single day, regardless of the betterment of their constituents.
That's assuming that the policies that the Republicans are
It's
putting
not
are good for their
assuming, it's
constituents.
true.
No, that's assuming
single vote
that the
that goes across
policies
the
put
floor.
forward by Republicans are for the betterment of their constituents.
No, they're not.
Wait, no, I said that's assuming that.
I'm not assuming anything. I watched it for the past 10 years.
No, I want to know. No,
Dasha, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it.
They
Bill
stand
by
in
bill, what
solidarity
bill are you?
regardless.
No, what bill are you talking about where they stand in unison and they're against? If the bill goes against their ideology, goes against what they believe in, of course.
What I'm saying is there's none of them that will stand up for anything against the rest of their party is what I'm saying. Not one of them on all these policies the past, like the last 10 years.
Such as?
They all vote the party line. They do not one of them has ever stood up against them. So you tell me who is in power, because it ain't our representatives no more. They're all toting the party line.
He doesn't have
You don't
anything, Matt. He
understand
actually has literally nothing.
Well, but by the way, it doesn't matter
it's
because the
true. You just
Republicans
have to
have the
watch what's
majority.
going on.
They can pass laws without Democrats.
Oh my God.
That's
In the
true.
House right
That's
now,
how the
they have
House
the
works.
majority. In the House, they have the majority. Yeah.
Yes. And in the Senate, they need 51, right? And so the Democrats currently have a very, 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 very small majority, very small. All they need is a
No, they don't.
Democrats
It's 50-50. The Senate is divided 50-50 right now.
who's
That's
the
why you got to
tiebreaker?
bring in. That's why you got to bring in. What's
vice
her name?
president.
The vice president.
Yes. So that gives them a slight majority.
Who has decided with Democrats 21 out of 21 times, all tiebreakers.
Of course she's going to.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think
'cause
Mike
she's a
Pence is
Democrat.
going to vote with Democrats?
You're just proving my point even more.
That like
prove my
parties are
point.
partisan.
Yeah.
That not
That the
one
parties
Democrat
don't
will
vote
stand on
line?
the side of righteousness.
Oh my God! A Democrat voted with the Democrats.
No, how about one Democrat stand up and vote against
Joe
what's going
Manchin
on?
does a lot. Joe Manchin does a lot. John Tester does that sometimes. Christian Cinema literally just left the Democratic Party to become a non-member. She literally left the party like 6 months ago.
I wonder why. Because she's finally
Because
waking up to the
why?
bullshit that's
I
going
know
on
why.
over there.
I know why. She was
Yeah, we
a
know exactly
progressive
why.
10 years ago. And then look at who was giving her money. She literally changed her positions because she was being paid to do it. Look at her money. She went from being a progressive, fighting progressive legislation, and then suddenly when she's voted in by the people of Arizona to be a Democrat, she then changes to being a independent.
Because you don't want to stand with those type of people.
Or she's being, as you said, people like lobbyists, I think she's literally being paid to change her opinions because she knows the next time she's going to be primaried in the Democratic election because she's not voting with the people who voted for her. She was voted in as a Democrat on very specific issues. That's why she won Arizona.
But that is exactly what I'm saying. Our representatives are not representing us in our states anymore. They are only toting the party line. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. They need to be voting on whatever they seem or feel is right instead of toting the party lines. That's what's messing up this country every day, no matter what issue you're on.
Okay, so if you want to limit the toting of the party lines, well, then how about we influence there to be a multi-party democracy? You down with that?
Yes, we need more parties other than just Republicans and
nice.
Democrats. I do believe that.
Nice. Okay.
The problem is that nobody will vote independent because we're such a
no. It's not about voting independent. It's about voting it. Wait, hold up. We need to vote in systems because this is bipartisan. I know a bunch of Republicans. I know a bunch of Democrats that support this. Like honestly, there's no one that disagrees with this. I don't know why it's not going through this.
Right. The fact that both sides become corporate dogs, you might as well call them. We need to abolish the two-party system here in this country and vote like more like on issue parties or something like that.
Yeah. So like again, yeah, and we can easily do that even through the two-party system. We can easily make there be a multi-party democracy. There are more than two parties right now, but we don't have systems in place to ensure that they can get any type of actual like influencing in the system. Like other countries in the world have adopted systems like proportional voting, or we can have like a ranked choice voting system that would be able to ensure that like other types of candidates would be able to have some type of like ability to
raise funds or whatever
other parties.
Right. No, I agree 100%. Like,
okay, so like
they're both playing for the same. They're both right now in our Congress. They're both corporate entities like governing us, and it's wrong.
No. So there are huge influences of corporate entities over our political system, but that does not mean it is like literally corporations.
Well, what Vanguard and BlackRock do is they take their money to a representative or whatever and say, we want you on this issue. And then they're not playing the other side of that card for the other party. And they play each one against each other. And that's why all these people are so rich. And that's why all these people vote the way they do. Because they're looking out for their own interests, their own pockets. And that's not how this government was set up. Our government was set up that they only get paid like so much percent of what their constituents' average is in their districts. And that's how it should be. There shouldn't be these multi-millionaire representatives in running our country, because then we could change what's going on.
Okay, you're misunderstanding everything. So they're not like running our country, right? Always, right? But they are able to get into these positions of power because we do not have systems in place to ensure that other types of individuals are able to run for office. Okay, so that actually does cause like a particular type of individual to run for office, and which can decrease the likelihood of there being accountability as it relates to our politicians. That's a different conversation that we could relate to.
Okay, right.
It's a completely different conversation. That's kind of just talking about like incentives for like politicians and for who's going to be.
Well, I've been on
in
here for
power.
like 2 hours with you guys. It's been a pleasure. I say, like, I'm glad that we both got through through all this, kind of agreeing on some things and not agreeing on others, which is great for debate. I think, like, considering I got 40, or is that 61 stars down there, or whatever gifts they gave me. I want to thank you guys for listening to what I say, agreeing with some of the things I had to say, whether I made a point or impact on either of you guys is up for you guys to kind of think about on your own. But thank you for letting me hang out with you, Parker. It's been a pleasure. Have a great night.
All right, peace. All right, we're gonna get on to the next person here pretty soon.
I'll head off too. So thanks for having me on, Parker.
Peace out, Matt. I appreciate coming on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye, dude.
All right, we're gonna go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, we're gonna try the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes. If you want to support me, Venmo and Cash App in the bio, y'all. By the way, y'all, we're gonna be live until like 8 o'clock tonight, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, how you doing?
How old are you?
y'all, we're gonna be live until like 8 o'clock tonight.
He's got an echo. We're gonna go to the next person. I think the guests are fixed today, everyone. Thankfully. Because that was really annoying yesterday, to be honest. Like, that was actually, like, so brutal. That was the worst it's ever been. Okay, it's not accepting this person, everyone. We're gonna go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Huh? I'm sorry, my daughter did that.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry. You're good. Oh my gosh. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. That's actually so funny. Aw, the daughter joined the live. That's so funny. That was adorable. Oh my god. All right, everyone. We're gonna keep going. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 16.
You had to be 18 plus to join the live. TikTok rules.
Sorry.
Actual fetus. Yeah, I know, right? There was like an actual fetus that joined the live chat. An actual fetus. Someday, maybe we'll be able to say that. You know, if we can contact fetuses from the womb. You know. I'm just kidding. All right, it's not accepting people up here. Now we're just like trying to get someone up here. Did I just hear the mamas? Who knows? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm like probably 30 years older than you.
For sure. Are you driving?
No.
No? Okay. Do you support Trump?
Of course I support Trump. Why wouldn't I?
Are you just sitting in the car?
Yeah.
Is there a way you can turn on your camera so that I can make sure that you're not driving? Because it does kind of sound like you're driving.
I'll turn on my camera on this app over here. I'm sorry. So why don't you support Donald Trump?
Well, there are gonna be many issues. It kind of sounded like you were driving there. I heard something. I heard like the movement. He definitely was driving. All right, everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's try to run it up to 500,000 likes, y'all. I mean, maybe I believe him, maybe we don't. I don't know. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I be stroking my wee wee every morning.
What the hell is wrong? Gosh, dude, it's just like our species, chat. Our species. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, wow, humans, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2005.
Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's wrong, man.
Okay, wait. I just like randomly got a different. Wait, my brain. Sorry. Wrong topic. Of course, he thinks that too. Do you support Trump? Chat. I do that sometimes. I do that. Yeah. Chat. Sorry. I apologize. Oh no, please. Okay, dude. What is going on, bro? It's not just me. You know. Well, it's okay. Chat, I do that sometimes. I just glitched out for a second. The AI is not working today. Holy shit. I sound like someone just like poured water on the AI. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
49.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I do support him.
Why so?
Well, I think I support him because a lot of the things he said when he was running last time, a lot of things he said that he would get done, he did. And also look at what he brought the economy to. I mean, the economy was booming. People had jobs and getting jobs. I mean, it just was an all-around different scene than what it is now with the one we have in the office now. Everything was different.
Okay, so what did he say he was going to do and he actually followed through with?
Well, he said that he was going to change things for disability, with the disability people, and he did. He's changing things for people.
When did
on
Trump
food.
say that?
That was when he was running for president.
Yeah, but
On the campaign trail.
what did he say he was specifically going to do for disabled people?
Well, they were going to look at it where it wouldn't be so hard for people with disability to get disability. Because how tight it is with, I don't know if you know or not, I'm sure you do, but it is tight. Even still, to this day, it's tight for people to get disability or food stamps or anything on that line. It's tight for people to get.
So, what if I were to send you an article that says that Trump's budget made it harder for people to get Social Security disability?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that article.
Yeah, you can look it up specifically. Trump's budget could make it harder to stay on Social Security disability insurance.
Okay, that was pre-presidential?
No, this was updated in 2020.
Right, but I'm saying they're talking about the pre-presidential when he ran last time, or they're talking about this time coming up.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
Are they talking about when he ran last time in the presidency, or are they talking about it now?
This is from 2020. No. The claim was that like the budget, what's it called? His budget proposed includes $71 billion in proposed cuts to the program, like long term, according to one congressional estimate.
Huh. That's just okay. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I read several. And that's the reason why I said that. I opened up with that as my as one of the things that he proposed to do and he changed. But even if you look at it this way, Parker.
Wait, I could also relate to the idea that like he's mocked people who have had disabilities. Have you seen the clip of him mocking the disabled reporter?
Oh yeah, but he claims he wasn't mocking him.
But you can watch the clip.
Where he's waving his hands up in the air and stuff.
Yeah, watch the clip.
Yeah, I did. I watched it several times. It does on It does look like he was mocking them. But you go back and say something, or they go back and ask him, he gives some kind of excuse that he wasn't.
Yeah,
mocking
this
them.
sounds like gaslighting.
Well, he's right. He's done some things that he shouldn't have done. Just like all the other presidential people have done things they haven't not supposed to do. But I don't know. I just think he's a better fit for the American people than what any of those candidates we have now up there are.
And what makes you think that?
Well, I'm just going by past experience with him. And that
So
was
if you're relating to
what
how
I'm
the
saying.
economy was, that doesn't actually demonstrate a causal factor between the president of the United States and between what's going on in the economy, right? You'd have to demonstrate to me specifically, right, him causing, right, the economy to be in that particular state, whereas that wouldn't have happened under any other type of presidency, along with the idea that you'd have to demonstrate that Joe Biden caused, or Democrats caused, the negative impacts as it relates to the economy now.
Well, first of all, we wouldn't be able to see about that with Hillary Clinton because she no longer is going to run. So we had no idea how that would have turned out. So you know what I mean? I can't go back and say Hillary would have done it this way, or Hillary did do it this way. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that.
Yeah, so then how can you make the claim that specifically, like, oh, Trump is to credit for the economy being in the way it was?
Well, because he did so much good for the economy when he was being the president.
Like?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's.
Oh, you're paused. I can't hear you right now. You're paused. We're about 2 hours left. 2 hours into the live, everyone. We got I think 4 hours left in the live. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Everyone keep tapping the screen. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes, y'all.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a list, Parker, that have them on there. So I just don't have it right in front of me where I can't, read it off to you. But I know. I just was watching this the other day. They had a whole list of things that Trump did that made the economy great when he was in being the president. But,
Yeah, but I mean, if you believe that this is the case, shouldn't you have pretty good reasons to back that up? Like just one thing? I mean, I'm not asking for a bunch of different things, just even one.
Well, I gave you one. The other one would be.
Wait, what one did you give me?
Well, I gave you one about the money for the disabled.
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't point to that, and also, he literally, like I just showed you, that his budget made it harder.
Okay. Well, like I say, I don't know off the top of my head any other ones. I mean, unless I look and see, I can show you. But I read through this. I read an article about this, and there was a whole list of things. I know you're going to say, well, I can't remember one, but I'm not that great in my mindset right now.
Sure.
I'm disabled myself, Parker. I have disabilities.
So I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right.
So again, there shouldn't be cuts to systems then that are meant to benefit people who are in need of these
Right.
particular types of things.
Right, I agree.
Right. So we got to ensure that, and it seems like Republicans and Trump alike are for, right, dismantling a lot of these systems, or at least reducing it.
Okay. Are you a Democrat, Parker?
Sarah, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it, Sarah. I don't know if I consider myself Democrat, but I lean more towards Democratic politicians than I would lean towards Republicans.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
but I have huge critiques that I place upon current Democrats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to come on and say that with you.
All right, for sure. I appreciate it, Doug. Thank you so much, man.
Yep, I really do.
Have a good day, bro. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. If you want to see some debates, everyone tap that screen. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Everyone, we hit 2K subs yesterday, which is absolutely fucking wild. Absolutely wild. So can we get a W in the chat for that? Can we get a W in the chat for that? Are you in the middle or leftist? I'm a social democrat. So probably a little bit left of a lot of people in the US, but it depends. Like, it's hard to classify. Yota, how old are you?
Why do you support Trump? Because of that picture right behind you, behind your head, that picture. That's why I support. See that?
The fact that he has a mugshot, the first president in history to have a mugshot?
No, yeah, because you got a criminal organization trying to take down the truth. That's why.
What are you talking about?
You understand that?
What do you mean?
That Trump is trying to alleviate this corruption, and you sit here and you guys sit there and go after this guy over bullshit.
Can you give me evidence?
Charges. Why do you not like Trump?
I asked you can you give me evidence first?
Oh, I ain't gonna give you. You can see the evidence. Watch CNN, watch MSNBC, watch the mainstream media. It's all a bunch of bullshit, and you know that. You know that.
So you have no evidence. So I'm hearing that your claims are just trust me, bro.
And you know what's your evidence that he's got any type of criminal charges? He's in court. Nothing has been.
Yeah, he has 90. He has indictments.
Nothing has been set in stone yet. Nothing's been set in stone.
I never said that he's been charged for many things, but he's been charged with. He's been held guilty. He's been held guilty in a civil court for
He
SA.
hasn't proven guilty yet. So what the hell are you?
Yes. He's been guilty in a civil court for SA.
He's still going through court.
No, he was guilty in a civil court for SA.
For what's SA?
Sexual abuse.
Oh, against that? Are you kidding me? Against that witch? Are you talking about?
Or was it assault? It was one or the other.
His name?
And then what do you refer? Are you trying to?
Wait, what's that woman's name?
You're just trying to demean women. That's your only response to that. Literally,
what's that woman?
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Her name? What's her name? Do you even know the woman's name that supposedly got assaulted?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's Jean Carroll or whatever the hell her name is. Anyway,
what's the point?
My point is, can you see really Trump?
Why are you trying to like demean? Yeah, what you just tried to do?
He's with Melania.
I just want to clarify.
You're going to tell me that he's done any, like he's touched a woman like that? Give me a break. That's a.
So what you're doing is you're just trying to like demean, right, the person who was victimized to be able to take away from the fact that Trump did something bad. Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate the 6 month. You said he wasn't held guilty for anything. I told you what he was held guilty for, right? And then now you're trying to deflect away from that. That's actually fucking crazy, dude. Please address that. You can unmute yourself, by the way. In the meantime, everyone tap the screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. Share the live copy link. Send it to your friends. Roy, you got to hit unmute, bro. Click the unmute. I invited you. There you go.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. Let's hear your bout about it. I want to hear what makes you not like Trump so much. What is it?
Yeah, I think that Trump is a threat to democracy. I think
so. You mean a republic, not a democracy? You know what a democracy is? Mob rule. Okay,
yeah, so
that's what it is. It's mob rule.
You don't understand. We live in a democratic republic. It's a representative democracy and a republic.
Yeah.
Those are not contradictory terms.
But the Democrats are
Roy, listen. You didn't listen. You know that,
right?
Can I please finish?
You do know that.
Can I please finish? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Right? So, Democratic Republic is a democracy. It's a representative democracy. Okay? These terms that you just referenced are not contradictory. I don't know why you said that.
Why I said what? Democrats are.
Oh, this is a republic. Lying. It's a threat to our democracy.
Dude, have you watched what the Democrats have been doing to our country? Do you even give a shit? Do you even care?
Yeah, I have, and I do care. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you be specific? And again, are you using that to deflect away from what I just brought up? Because I wasn't even able to address everything. I only brought up one point so that you could address that, and then you completely, like immediately, didn't address it, and you went to something different.
Okay, go ahead and ask me a question again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What did I just say?
No, I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me at all? You didn't listen to it at all?
No, I didn't hear you.
Trump is a threat to our democracy.
No, he is not a threat.
He
to our
absolutely
democracy.
is a threat to our
Why?
democracy.
What, give me a definition. Why is he? Give me an example of why he's a threat. What makes him a threat?
Yeah, he's been claiming for the past few years that there's sufficient evidence to overturn the election when literally many court cases have not said that to be
our
true. Even
election
court
was
cases
completely
that had
stolen.
judges,
Oh,
even
dude,
court
you've
cases.
been to a Trump rally? Have you
even
seen the
court-
people that go to?
Dude, I don't know why he's like screaming. Can you please let me finish? Even court cases in which had, right, judges that were appointed by Trump himself. So it's either the fact that there are treasonous judges that Trump appointed, so he's bad at picking judges and bad at picking administrators, or he's been lying about the election for the past few years. Which one would you like to go with, Roy? Please let me know. Which one are you taking today, Roy?
Okay, the one I'm taking today is you're full of shit. Everything you're saying is full of shit, and you know that. You know that. That's what it's hard.
I'm
You know
not full of shit. Respond to what I just
They're
said.
lies,
Respond to
dude.
what I just said.
You ever been to a Trump rally?
No, I've never been to a Trump rally. Tiger, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
Trump rally. See all those people. Then go to
Polar
a
Bear, thank you for the
Biden
subscription.
rally.
Ashley, I appreciate it as
To
well.
a Biden rally, and then you tell me who won that election. Then you tell me who won that election. There's
Yeah,
so many
so
people
Biden
out there.
won the election.
So many people that voted for
Biden-
Trump.
Biden
It's
won the election.
amazing.
Biden
No,
won the
Biden
election.
didn't win the election. That's a bunch of
No,
falsity.
this was the most secure. This is the most secure election in recorded
No,
history.
absolutely not. That's a
Right?
complete
It absolutely
lie.
was. No, it's not a lie. I have a source for that.
Lie, dude. That's 100% of a lie. Yeah, it is.
Not a lie. Right? You are just bullshitting. You're engaging in what's considered trust me, bros. Okay? You just all you have is zero evidence. You say, please, please, trust me, please, please,
dude. I don't. No,
I
I
can
don't
actually
give.
point to like
I
accredited
don't care if you
research,
don't
peer-reviewed
trust me, dude.
academic
I'm not
studies.
looking.
I can actually point to
India.
real fucking
No
sources,
Trump
reality.
won.
What you're
They
engaging
stole
in
our
is
election.
feelings.
You
Dude,
know
why is he
that.
screaming?
You know.
Like, dude, come on. What you're engaging in is the use of feelings, right? You have no evidence to support your positions. You believe that the election was stolen. You have no evidence of that. You think that Trump is doing so good. You've got no evidence of that, right? I would love for you to actually engage with the conversation and provide some evidence rather than just, oh, he left, rather than just providing the simple conjecture that you've always provided. Bro left. So we're going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 26 years old, and I'm a former United States Army Ranger. I support Trump just because he's really good with the military, and that's what I like about him. There's a lot of things I don't support what he did, but there's a lot of things I did, and military-wise, in creating jobs and making our economy a little bit cheaper, you know what I mean? Like, it's like pros and cons with Trump and Biden, but to me, I like Trump more because he was my commanding officer at the time.
James, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. So just because he's the commanding officer, that doesn't mean anything, right? So Biden would be the commanding officer right now. If you were in the military now, then you would be in support of Biden.
The evacuation of Afghanistan, I was there, and it was a shit show. When those 13 men and women died the entire time, Biden was checking his watch when he went to go see the families. That showed me disrespect for those people.
So
I didn't like that.
Sure. So, like, what about the disrespect targeted towards, like, the military community when it relates to, like, individuals like Trump, right? When it relates to his claims about John McCain. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't like that either.
Yeah, so, like, the same way, I think that actually what he said about John McCain was way worse than Biden checking his watch.
It goes hand in hand. Like, I understand where the families are coming from because they were the ones who saw it firsthand. And obviously when you lose like your son, your daughter, or whoever in your family in war, it's horrible. I dealt with that with my best friend getting shot in the face. So
I'm sorry
with
to
the
hear that.
families, it's like I can see where they're coming from, their frustration and how they view our commander-in-chief, like the president of the United States, of like, oh, this guy's not good, you know what I mean? I see where their frustration is.
Nick, I absolutely agree with you there, but I just don't think Trump is better in that respect. I think that Trump is necessarily worse.
Like, not military-wise, but like, you know what I mean? Like, economy-wise, we were doing good with Trump. It wasn't inflation or anything like that, you know what I mean? So
Okay, as it relates to the economy doing good, right? So this would be a correlation causation fallacy,
Yep.
unless you'd be able to demonstrate a meaningful relationship between these two variables. So how do you
Okay.
know that specifically Trump caused the economy to be good, or that Biden caused the economy to do bad?
I can't really like get into that because like I don't really know per se. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit on here and be like all the other people who are just Trump supporters and just be like, oh, I know everything. Like I physically don't. The only thing I know is firsthand of what I've experienced. Because I remember filling up my gas tank from a half all the way to full with $10. You know what I mean? So, and I live in Massachusetts, which we call it Taxachusetts. So it's like it was lower there, and then now it's like I have to spend $40 just to fill up a tank of gas.
Yeah, so specifically when it relates to gas, right? You'd have to demonstrate to me that specifically it was caused by Biden.
True, yeah.
But you don't have that ability to demonstrate that.
No, I don't, not at all. And I'm not going to sit on here and try and like, make myself look like a know-it-all when I clearly don't. You know what I mean? As just from my perspective is when Biden became in office, everything started going up. And I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but like all the prices started going up, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck? So I can't really give you the evidence to say that, oh, Biden caused it. I can't say Trump caused it. I don't know who caused it. All I know is everything was expensive when he came in office. This is just like my opinion, you know what I mean? Like, I know everybody has their opinion. They're all entitled to their own thoughts and everything.
Yeah, but like, why do you think that like then Biden was a greater influence, or why do you attribute it to Biden for the economy to be bad?
Mainly because of what's going on in Ukraine. We're sending money over there, which doesn't need to. They've been having a war over there since the day I was born. Like ever since I was been alive, all I've heard was them fighting with Russia, and I was in school at that time. So it's like now it's like getting worse. We're getting involved in something we clearly don't need to be involved with. We just got out of a war that was 20 years long. And we left literally billions and billions of dollars over there in our equipment. And then we left a lot of our people over in Afghanistan that weren't actual military personnel. They were just regular people that were there for work. And then we had to go back there and then do it all over again.
Wasn't Trump set to like leave earlier, and we left old equipment?
We were going off of,
and also
yep.
we leave equipment when we leave any place militarily.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to destroy it to the point where our enemies cannot actually physically repair it in any shape or form.
Can you move away from your mic a little bit?
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. Is this better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay, cool. But we're supposed to like dismantle everything, make sure it's not usable, so anybody can use it against anybody or use it against us. But how we did it, like no one really dismantled it, no one really gave a shit, and it was so bull. It was just a complete clusterfuck. And just how what Trump was doing, he was going off of.
How do we know that it went differently with Trump? That's what I'm saying.
So what was going on with Trump, we were going off of what Obama was doing back when he was in office, is we were sending troops back home slowly, like I think 5,000 or 50,000 troops home each month. And we weren't deploying any more back over there. We were just slowly trying to get out of Afghanistan. So that way our presence is no longer there, but we had like a little bit of a military there to make sure if something did happen, we were there to be able to protect
they
those
were planned
people.
to go out earlier. Like they had an extension with Biden, right?
Yeah.
So if they had an extension with Biden, well, then wouldn't we have seen similar trends as it relates to under Trump's administration? I just don't think that Trump specifically would have caused much of a particular impact.
To me, I think he would, because of what happened when Vladimir Putin was fucking being a dick, and pretty much Trump put him in his place. Like, he shook his hand, etc., etc. And then the same with Kim Jong-un. He's been threatening to nuke the U.S. for years. And then Donald Trump was the only president that actually grew a sack, went over there, shook him by his hand.
Yeah, but it didn't do anything, right?
No, again, obviously it didn't.
The relationship stayed sour.
No, I know that's what I'm saying, but it's just like, you know what I mean. No other president has
what's the
actually gone
point?
over there
But
and
that-
shook
but
the
that's not
hand of a
good
guy
point,
who is
though.
threatening.
That doesn't mean anything, though.
Like one person said in your comments, he said at least he tried. Like, yeah, you got to give him that. At least he did try.
Cut out, Nick. You just.
Oh,
cut
I
out.
did. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
like
what
one
you
person put in your comments, they said at least he tried. And
Remember to back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Back up a little bit.
yeah.
It says 2023 import. If I had the ability, if I had over 1,000 followers, I'd bring it up on the screen. You have to
No,
search.
you could just tell me the title.
Here, I'll tell you what I Google searched.
I can't hear you in your pause, by the way.
I know, because I have it in the background of my other screen. Where's America getting the majority of its oil? Gas, whatever.
Getting a majority.
So you are aware that when you have like 6 other countries giving oil, gas, petroleum to the United States, it creates an aggressive market.
Wait, were you talking about? Wait, what were you trying to reference again?
EIA. Sorry, I forgot the A before.
So, you're trying to reference. Wait, are you trying to reference crude oil? Is that what you're trying to reference? I think I have some.
Hold on, let me see my search was. I put gasoline because oil can be used for multiple things. Petroleum.
Yeah, year
It
to
can be
date
used for
was
jet fuel.
0.8. This is for like a particular company, I think. Wait, hold up.
No, that's EIA.
No, hold up. Monthly data on the origins of crude oil imports in September 2023 show that one country, Canada, exported more than 1 million barrels a day. The top 5 accounted
Mine said
for
3 million.
81%. Okay, so that's the top 5.
Mine was collective. It was like 3 million. Back in 2022, it was like 10. It was like 40%.
It does say 3.7 million barrels per day, I think. Crude oil average 6 billion. So this says 50 something percent. I think I might have been referencing different things. So I don't know what I was referencing. I do take that back.
There you go, man.
Because this is for crude oil, and I do see that from the EIA. So I do take that back. I must have been trying to refer to gasoline or something. So I do hold that. That's definitely more than 20%. That's what, like 52%?
Yeah, I got mad respect for you, man. Because most
60%?
people pick me from their chats when I point this stuff out. So you're an actual adult. I respect that. That's how we get better on America.
Yeah, no, I was mistaken. I thought I referenced something else. So, but these are petroleum imports. So these are. Is this of the total U.S. imports? This is the.
Yeah, it's insane. It's pretty sick how much. I mean,
U.S.
I don't know if you
imports.
saw, but Biden's.
So wait, what was your point with this though? By the way.
So like when you flood the market with resource that's already American made, like drilled oil, gas, petroleum, all that crap. When you flood the market with our own resource and then somebody offers it lower, but then takes a tariff or any kind of a taxation on top of it to import, we're going to take the hit every time. It needs to be made in America. It needs to be a resource in America. We need to not be.
So you're just saying that America needs to produce more oil and stuff?
Yeah, like obviously if we're buying it for other countries, they're not letting them drill.
Yeah, so I have a few things that I want to do here, right? And I don't think that Democrats are doing this to a sufficient degree that I would like. As it relates to our transition, right? If we actually like implement other types of energy sources, we would be able to reduce our necessity on different things like fossil fuels, right? We have a high price. What would be beneficial to be able to reduce the price? Substitutes. What are substitutes? Renewable energy, nuclear energy, right? Things like that, right? That would be able to reduce our necessity on fossil fuels. So we can invest in these different types of substitutes along with, say, producing this, but like that would be short term. You don't want to do oil stuff long term, right? Because that can have detrimental impacts long term on our environment, which can negatively impact our ability to produce things in the future, right? And also, like we have to do with like migration crises. Like you understand that like these do have real impacts on like our global climate. It's not like the whole doomsday type event type thing that people are referencing, but we're saying like hundreds of millions of people are going to be displaced, right?
Yeah, I mean, they honestly, when they move to electric vehicles, they got to do a better approach about it because that's where the gas spike is coming from, along with that resource limitation. So I got to head out. You have a good night, man.
Sure, man. All right, we're gonna go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates. Let's try to get on to the next person. I'm concerned. I don't know where I got that 5% thing from. I must have been thinking about something else. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Okay, Roy, you're still 42. My fucking back beer, but look at your 42 with your fucking Hitler mustache. Look at your Hitler mustache with the long hair.
What the fuck? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Dude, get a grip, dude. Please get a grip. Get a grip. By the way, we're like 2 hours and 30 minutes over. And yo, what's up? How old are you?
19. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that they're not 19 either. What is up with the fetuses? It is Fool and Fetus Friday. That's what it is. Alright, let me try to go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Fetus Fridays, so real. So real, chat. Fetus Friday. That's actually what we're dealing with. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? We're gonna try the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We need to make a fetus emote. I'm thinking about it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
What's your birth year?
I don't know. I'm retarded.
Of course they slur, bro. What the fuck is wrong with people? Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. All right, it didn't accept them. We're going to go to the next, everyone. Again, please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. He fully said, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's wild. All right, it's not accepting this person. We're trying the next, everyone. I apologize. Sometimes it takes a second in between to get people on the live.
Hello.
What's it? How old are you?
He's 15. He's getting rid of the trannies.
18 plus, everyone. 18 plus, y'all. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Only send a guest request if you disagree and you're 18 plus, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, let's go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree.
Hello?
What's up? How old are you? Okay, they're just leaving. All right, we're gonna go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. I don't know what's going on right now. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. If you like my content, follow me if you haven't already. We go live literally every single day, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
55.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Because he is a human being that ran for president that shouldn't be trying to be taken down for any reason when he's rallying 74 million people to
How many did Biden rally?
80 million. So when you look at that, is there any clout that's involved when you got somewhere around 80 million for both people? Or does it mean that 80 million means they're perfectly right, 74 million means
I wasn't making an argument based upon how many people you were.
So anyways, do you respect that there's 74 million that want Donald Trump or no?
Yeah. Tori, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You do respect that.
I respect that there are those people. Do you mean like, do I respect the people who did it? That's a different claim than like, I respect the idea that there were this many people, like in terms of, I think it's true, the descriptive claim that this many people voted for him 3 years ago.
That's what I mean. And basically, what's the difference between 74 and 80? Doesn't shouldn't be a deal breaker. They both should be respected, but one is being persecuted to try to get him out of the race. Why? I don't know why you would be scared of somebody that has basically the same base and clout. Why would somebody
What?
be
Scared of someone? Why are we judging how good of a candidate someone is based on how many votes they have?
Well,
Like, I'll just ask you this: if
I'm-
Trump was found guilty for SA in a court of law, like a civil court, would you still support him?
Well, in this day and age, Parker, does anybody know what to believe? Okay.
Deep throw. Please listen. Do you think that if Trump was found guilty in a civil court, right, for SA, do you think he would still support him?
Do you think if I would support him?
Yeah, would you still support him if he was found guilty in a civil court?
I already know that he was found liable. Okay.
Which is guilty in a civil court. So, and you still support him?
No, that was not a criminal court. So what I'm saying is,
It was a civil court.
Parker, please. If you knew the background of somebody, your surgeon that needed to do the best surgeon in the world to do your heart surgery to save your life, if you found out, if all of a sudden the nurses came in and said, hey, I'm going to tell you some stuff about this guy you're not going to like, but he is the best heart surgeon in the world, are
Trump
you
is
going
not the best candidate in the
Are you
world.
going to dismiss? Are you going to dismiss that doctor?
Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
Do the job that
What did they
he's
do?
paid
What did
to
they do?
If that doctor is elected or to do a job, what does the past really matter besides a political football that people like to play around? And this
What did they do? What did they do? And also, again, can you please explain it? So, are you saying that if Trump engaged in graping 100 people, that you wouldn't care about it?
all I'm saying is people are grabbing at straws to get rid of this
If Trump
guy.
was found guilty for graping 100 different people, would you still support him as president?
I want to know why people are publicly trying.
Hey,
to
listen, dude. I don't know why you're not listening. If Trump
Yeah.
was found guilty, right, for graping 100 different people, would you still support him?
No.
Okay, so you do care about the past, even then.
Right. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to project a certain
So then
scenario.
why is
But
it
what
not
I'm
enough for
saying-
one person?
What I'm saying is he already held office as the president of the United States. Only 45 people of all of our population over 250 years. And where is he going to be? Why the trigger, the wonder is why is he trying to be taken down? That is the biggest question.
What do you mean?
I mean, you have to think why? Why is the establishment and the mainstream media and the why do they not? They're still talking about him. He's going to go to jail for 400 years, to my knowledge. Why are they worried? Why is this even a talking point? It's just
Because he's literally a threat to democracy. Okay, he's been claiming for the past few years that there's sufficient evidence to overturn the election. There's not.
Do you realize what Megyn Kelly said about him? If he goes to jail before the election, that's the stuff you got to think about. This is unprecedented. This has never happened. That tells you something.
This mugshot is unprecedented. It's never happened. This many indictments in one president is unprecedented. It's never happened. Someone being impeached, right, twice, right? It's never happened as president.
What I'm saying is,
damn, Trump sent all these fucking records, bro. Crazy.
well, yeah, that's going to be in his legacy. But what I'm saying is, doesn't that tell you something?
Shift more leftward, and there's points in time where the U.S. has become less and less free market. But in my belief, the Republican Party will protect the free market and does work to reform the system so that we become a free and free market. I agree, we're not at the Singapore level, but I think we're pretty darn close.
We're not even at the same level as like Sweden or Norway.
Let's check it out. I haven't looked at a comparative analysis, so let's just take a look at like the Heritage Foundation economic freedom model.
If you just look at the freedom index,
Yeah,
like
let's take a
those
look.
two countries will rank higher in their level of freedom comparative to the U.S.
Okay, give me 1 second. Just pulling it up. Okay, so we're at like 25 and Sweden's at 10. Okay, we're about 10% less free than Sweden in terms of free markets. And let's see why we're declining. I'm curious.
So then, would you like to adopt a model that's more like Sweden's?
No, I definitely say like Swedish social democracy is undesirable as a political system.
Oh, okay. So like, why?
Sure. So I think one of the best metrics that I have in defense of like the U.S. model is it's the median household income. We're the fourth in the world. A lot of people argue, oh, that doesn't include the cost of healthcare. Other countries do or don't. But that's why I did the gross instead of the net. Because gross income is very objective.
Well, how do you measure gross?
Gross income.
Yeah, how do you
instead of net
measure it?
income. So median gross income is measured where every household, which could be made up of an individual, or it could be made up of a family of 5 or 4 or 6, or just a 2-person household. We look to see how much that household makes, and it's typically a tax return. That's what measures a household. And then we say, what number do 50% make less, and what number do 50% make more? And that's your median household income. And that's
No, I
something we
understand
can
that,
track
but I
over
was talking
time.
about in terms of, I know what median is. I was asking you like in terms of gross. Like, are you saying
So
prior to
gross-
taxes? Are you saying pre-tax?
Yeah, prior to taxes. Prior to taxes, the median
why would
household income
pre-tax
is
be
4.
better? Why would pre-tax be better to use?
Good question. So if you use post-tax, which I've seen a lot of people do in the future, they say, oh, well, in more socialist countries, healthcare is covered, so they don't have to worry about paying for healthcare.
They're not
But in the
socialist
US,
countries.
Social democracies, fine.
They're not
I mean, if we
socialist.
wanna nit- They're social democracies.
Social
I mean,
democracies are
that's- I mean,
definitely not socialist. So are you saying socialism includes a freer market than the U.S.? That wouldn't
boy,
make
you
any
got me.
sense.
So I believe Sweden doesn't have a social democracy running their government right now, right? Stop me if I'm wrong.
Do you mean like they have like socialists who are like influencing the system?
No, I'm saying like the Socialist Party of Sweden isn't the dominant party right now. I could
I'm
be
not
wrong.
quite sure. I'd have to check.
Yeah. I mean, like Sweden, the Nordics, it always goes back and forth. I know Sweden has a very like strong socialist history and they have a strong socialist party, but I don't think they have the current control of the government.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
What party? Fuck. Okay, the moderates.
Okay.
Wait, actually, no. That's just one of them. Sorry, it doesn't say. Take that back. It highlighted moderates for some reason. I thought it was saying which one.
Yeah, and I double checked on the Heritage Foundation. You want to know the main reason why they have us so low? It's one of their metrics called fiscal health. So they say that we're a 0 out of 10, while countries like Sweden are much more fiscally healthy. And that's why we were lower on the economic freedom score.
Yeah, I mean,
I just thought it was quote unquote cool.
Wouldn't that be like a reason against the U.S. model in that sort of respect? But like, also like, see, I wouldn't hold to these models as like absolutes. I think that there would probably be certain things that we can take from these different models. Like I would say that like we'd typically want to like run our models more like how they have there. That's what I would say. But like, I'm not saying that I would hold to it in all contexts. There are probably some things I would disagree with.
Yeah. I guess what I was going at is, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of like politicking when it came to that list. Because the Heritage Foundation is always saying like, hey, we have things that we can improve on. Look at Sweden. You don't want to be like socialist Sweden. Like a good example I'll give you is our corporate income tax. Social democracy.
They have lower corporate income tax there. They also don't have, they also don't have minimum wage because they have higher union membership to be able to account for like the bargaining, right? So that like wages are still higher there for like workers there, right? And they don't even have to rely upon a price floor.
Yeah, and that's one of the key things I'm arguing is the median household in America is actually better off than Sweden, and that's like.
Yeah, but you were defining it based upon gross, right? And I don't think that would be necessarily a good measure. That's kind of like my question.
You can use net. My main thing is you can use net. The only problem with net is then you can say, oh, what about healthcare?
Well, no, I would say, yeah, you want to question with healthcare as well. I think that if you take into account healthcare, right, the U.S. model is going to look bad within that respect, right? I think that if you don't take into account healthcare, you'll probably be like, oh, yeah, the U.S. model is looking pretty good. Right. Well, I'm not saying the U.S. model isn't bad in many respects, but like, I mean, again, you're talking about less free markets then. So do you want the market to be more free or do you want it to be less free? And also, what model are you referencing for this super free market that is going to be even more free than even the U.S. and, Sweden and them right now? Sure.
So, I mean, the biggest thing when it comes to free markets in my book is just your overall taxation level and having a business-friendly environment that encourages international capital, international businesses to set up and employ individuals in the United States. Essentially an employer-friendly political system and economic system. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing from a government revenue perspective is not corporate income tax. It's not capital gains tax, it's the income tax and payroll taxes. Maximum employment is the end goal of any economic or fiscal policy, in my opinion.
What about price stability, right? Well, I mean, that's so. Are you trying to argue that like the dual mandate of like the Fed and monetary policy should be extended to fiscal policy as well?
No, that wasn't what I was going for, but I mean, I could just clarify. I was just saying more along the lines that we need to have a political system that is very friendly to employment, and that the end goal of the government is to create a safe, secure market that allows private individuals to grow their companies and for everyone to become wealthier. And that's the end mandate of the government, is to increase wealth creation.
Yeah, I understand you're making these claims. What model are you basing this off of? Like, what are you trying to do to our current system? Are you basing it on just a sole theoretical lens, or are you basing it on some sort of empirical basis?
Yeah, that's one of the very difficult things with politics is how do we make things very empirical, especially in economics. There is a certain level of religion to it in the sense that if you lower taxes, you will have faster economic growth. And the only thing I can say is let's compare, Spanish economy, which has much higher taxes, a much more strict labor market, a lack of immigration, and look at their real
it's also going to be at
time.
Certain levels, right? So, like, sure, you could say higher taxes within some respects would be bad, but I mean, there are going to be certain points where the higher taxes aren't going to be effective, right? But at certain levels, the taxes are effective. So I just don't see how it would be like a relevant comparison in that respect. Like, I mean, also, again, we're not naming a free market that you're referencing. This is all theoretical lens here.
Well, I just want to make it important that it isn't all just theory. We actually do implement these things. Like, these theories do become law, and we do have competing countries that have different systems.
But by the way, I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying is for your overall model, you have a lack of an empirical basis. So that would kind of give me like reason to believe that other models are probably more likely to be true as it relates to the overall, right? But I might agree with certain individual like claims that you'd relate to with that could relate to your model or something. I'm not saying I would disagree with everything.
Yeah, like for me, like on a numerical measure, the most important thing is household income, adjusted for inflation. To me, that's the sign of, are we improving as a society, or are we going downwards as a society? And to me, that's the most important thing.
Well, sure, but I mean, are others not going to be important? Like, and also.
One more time.
Hold up, I was getting a call. Are you there? Hello. And that's not taking into account like what we said earlier as it relates to like healthcare or like other types of things that could relate to one's disposable income. We're not necessarily looking at that. So.
Yeah, I agree. That's why healthcare always muddies things, because we're in such a weird scenario where we spend so much on healthcare, yet we have lower life expectancy. It's such a weird problem.
Yeah, that's because our healthcare system is trash.
Yeah. Look, I will actually concede that, I will concede that possibly healthcare is not a perfect market, and I could concede for that. The only thing that I had with Medicare for All, and my main critique of it, is, and this is just a fun fact for the audience. So Medicare, which is the health insurance that we have for the elderly, once you hit, I believe, 65, you have an option to either do the government-run Medicare or something called Medicare Advantage. And what Medicare Advantage does is that the government says, hey, we're going to give you a quota of $10,000 per year to care for this individual. And you need to, hit basic things of what they cover. And any money that you don't spend on their care or their needs, you get to keep as a profit. So we've effectively privatized a public healthcare option. And it's very interesting. That's kind of like the big model right now within our healthcare system. It's a government program subcontracted out to private insurance companies.
I mean, isn't it about the direction of the market that's relevant? Not necessarily who's the one.
I don't quite follow.
Yeah, so like I think more of an approach would be like, at least when it relates to that, would be that they're trying to like influence like the companies to just essentially do what the government would do anyways, right? Do I think it's as effective as it's been in other countries? No, but that's how they've done it. That's what I think that they're trying to do there.
Yeah, it's just more along the lines of, okay, we're going to create universal healthcare, and then we're going to say we achieved it, and then they're just going to subcontract it out to the existing healthcare providers. That's my main concern.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with Medicare Advantage, so I'd have to look into it.
Yeah, it's pretty niche. It's just a nuance that I bring in because. One more time.
A niche.
What did I say?
You said niche.
They're not the same.
No, I was just saying.
Okay. Tomato.
essentially.
It's just an interesting nuance of like, okay, we have government healthcare, but turns out the government healthcare is actually just subcontracted out to the people that are already running our healthcare system. So I would just be a little hesitant to say,
yeah, I'm not for that type of stuff, but if we're talking about, I don't want to subcontract that type of stuff, but I think that if that wouldn't lead to it depends. Like if that's the only way that's feasible, right? Would it be preferable to the current model? Yeah, right. But is it the ideal? Probably not.
Yeah, it's. We could do the healthcare debate. It's not my strongest suit, but. Actually, it's not my strongest suit. I'll just focus a little, because frankly, Obamacare was okay. I'm not one of those Republicans that said, "Oh, we got to gut Obamacare," and I forget what it was, the Trump attempt to repeal Obamacare that fell apart, and I think objectively Obamacare was a good reform, and having subsidies for lower income individuals is a net benefit to society. My other main concern.
Well, there were a lack of being able to apply to everyone. Like there were tens of millions of people that were underinsured or like uninsured as it relates to Obamacare, even, right? Wasn't it like 10% of the country or something? Katie, I appreciate the $20. Thank you so much, Katie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's it's not my strongest. I think okay, so right now we got about 8% uninsured in the United States. But that's also because there's no punishment if you're uninsured. You know, that was one of the things that Trump overdid was, hey, you can't punish them if they're uninsured. So now there's no punishment for healthy adults not to be insured.
Yeah, 8% uninsured. That's tens of millions of people.
Yeah. I mean, it was closer to, I think, like 18% before Obamacare.
Sure. I mean, like, wouldn't we want that to be like no one? Like, I mean, every other country around the world has done it. Like, why wouldn't the U.S., the richest country in the world, be able to do it? Christina, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a good question in terms of like, why don't we expand entitlements so that, you know, why don't we have, you know, universal health care? Why don't we have a universal jobs guarantee? Why don't we have universal, you know, $15 an hour minimum wage? Why don't we have universal
Those are all
housing?
just political barriers. Probably like.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so it would either be like people's willingness to engage with these topics, the barriers being the two-party system, corporate influence on politics. There'd probably be many different variables we could associate with it.
Yeah. And for me, I think the biggest thing is you do have to draw a line in the sand in terms of entitlements because, you know, especially as a person who's for small government and low taxes, you can't have all those guarantees and still have, a low income tax.
Sure. I mean, but is low income tax preferable to preferable to people being able to have access to medical care, housing, basic amenities, to like quality of life being better, things like that? Like, I don't know. I don't see any model that's going like super low income tax model, right? That is doing extremely, extremely well for the average person.
I guess that's what I'm saying. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot, you can measure things by different metrics. And the metric that I like to go with that defends my beliefs is the gross income per household. And the US is at the top of the world for being such a huge country. The only countries that beat us are like micronations like Liechtenstein and the UAE.
Yeah, so you're talking in terms of gross, this is prior to tax though. And it doesn't take into account healthcare. It doesn't take into account basic costs and amenities.
So caveat on that, it's technical, but they have like the PPP, the purchasing power parity, and it adjusts for things like cost of living in housing, cost of living of food, cost of living of healthcare. And we could argue like, oh, how do they measure healthcare? What's the true cost? But that metric, the PPP, median household income, that's what I'm referencing. So it adjusts for all those factors, even though we pay higher medical costs compared to other countries.
So you're saying, wait, so make your statement again, sorry?
Sure. So there's an economic concept called the PPP.
I know, purchase price parity, yeah.
Yeah, essentially it makes $1 in one country equivalent to another dollar where it's based on the goods, just for the audience. So essentially if something's super cheap in China, they shouldn't be discounted in terms of their quality of life. Because people always say, what about the cost of living in other countries being cheaper? So that adjusts for that. And the metric I'm referencing uses that international PPP dollar.
So you're saying even with PPP, you see the US at the top, is that what you're saying?
One of the top. I think it's like 3 or 4.
Well, no, because you're talking about, those are just like the smaller nations, your smaller nations and whatnot. Well, Belgium 60. What is the US at?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Median household.
Because household's going to be like in the 70s, right? I'm going to World Bank right now. Do you get it from World Bank?
Give me 1 second. Statistica was the. I use Statistica usually.
If you look at PPP from Data World Bank, Let me go try to find the U.S. That's where I'm looking. I'll pull this up right now. Give me 1 second. U.S. Here we go. 76,000. Yeah, U.S. is lower than a bunch of other countries. U.S. at 76,000. Switzerland at 83,500. What other country did I see that was higher? Obviously, Singapore is higher. Qatar is higher, of course. Norway is higher at 115.
Interesting.
Like it's actually like significantly higher. I know Norway has a lot of like money through oil and stuff, and I mean, but it's a larger country. So
Yeah, I agree.
Norway does
Honestly,
trade
I'm
higher.
impressed by Norway.
Ireland's at 126,900.
What are you sure it's not GDP? Like, what's the exact metric?
This is oh wait, hold up. Oh, GDP per capita, PPP. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do GDP per capita
because you'd say that like, oh, Ireland has significant levels of income inequality or something. But I mean,
no, it's
the US
just more along like household. Household is really just like what does the average person feel? Because
do you have PPP median income? Oh, is that you're referencing?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Wait, this is disposable income per capita. But
that's why I would
healthcare. That's what I would say.
That's what I'm saying. Just use the median household income, not the disposable.
Median income by country. Hold up. I don't. Wait, where do you get? Is that from? I only see GDP per capita from that one. I don't see. I don't see where you're getting median income PPP.
Sure. So it's called worldpopulationreview.com.
Yeah, World Population Review. That's just the PPP by country. Does that say? That's
median household.
Right? It's talking about it's just GDP, GNI, GDP per capita.
And then it has a median income.
Where's the one for median income?
So I'll get you. If you type in median income by country 2023.
All right.
Yeah. So that puts it. That one's a little different. It puts the U.S. at 5. So Luxembourg, UAE, Norway, Switzerland beat us. But we're number 4 if you do it at like the household unit because I guess we have a higher marriage rate or something.
Oh, okay. So here, I'll have to look at the source for this. 10 countries with the highest median income, March 2021. And it puts, Norway's number 3.
Yeah. Objectively, I'll say Norway is like...
Switzerland's also higher.
Yeah, objectively, Switzerland, Norway, they're all very wealthy countries. I commend their systems. I give special commends to the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Norway. They're one of the few oil-rich countries to not squander their wealth.
Yeah, so that's even giving that statistic or that specific reference. I'd have to check what the numbers are now and what everything's looking like though.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that, for such a large country of like 330 million people, it's impressive that we're so wealthy.
Well, I mean, there are many factors we could relate to as the reason as to why that's the case, but that's going to relate to world stage. That's gonna go into a whole conversation about foreign politics.
I mean, we can go there if you like.
Yeah, that's significantly off the topic. I do want to go on to everything else.
No worries.
I would love to though. I'll follow you if you'd like to go through that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll follow you back.
For sure, man.
Any other questions or big topic?
Nothing specific. You got anything else you want to go over?
One thing I'll just say for the audience, as a Republican, I think it's 50-50 on the presidential. But I think we got about 80% chance of winning the Senate. Even Fox is coming out and saying, Senate races don't look too good for the Democrats. You're going to have to win West Virginia, Montana, and Ohio. And you got 22 on the block, and we only got 11. And all the Republicans are pretty safe. The only one that's weak is Ted Cruz in Texas. So I'm not too stressed. Even if Trump loses or the Republican nominee loses, we're probably going to have gridlock government for the next 4 years.
Yeah, there are actually certain studies that say that gridlock leads to like more beneficial outcomes, but
I agree. I actually don't mind gridlock government. It provides a little bit of stability.
But like I don't know about that. I think that it can be negative though. That would just be correlative. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next person. I do appreciate you coming up though. Thank you so much, man.
Take care. Bye.
All right, let's go into the next individual. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to apologize. I don't want to debate. I'm stopped at Quick Trip right now, but what the heck happened? I thought I was gonna probably be banned or bananaed or whatever.
Yeah, I got taken down for 10 minutes. Now my algorithm isn't working for some reason, so I don't know. TikTok's being weird.
That's so weird. So, anyways, I just wanted to apologize because I just thought it was weird. I was only bananaed once, but I don't get on much. I'm not a very educated person like you, but I just wanted to get on, and then I couldn't believe that happened because I see a lot of your guests lately. They're just being bananaed constantly, and I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's been happening to me constantly too. Like yesterday, it happened to me twice. It's been happening to like a bunch of people I know a bunch. So TikTok's its auto moderation is really bad.
All right. Well, I wish you luck, and I honestly like Trump, and I wanted to pop in. I just got off work a little bit ago, and I just couldn't believe that I didn't get bananaed, and they took you down. I'm like, what the heck? You're so reputable, and
It's just based on how many reports there are.
That's weird. All right. Well, anyways, I'm gonna keep listening to you. I just want to apologize. I don't want to.
No, don't worry. Appreciate you coming on.
All right. Take it easy.
Have a good day. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates. Everyone, tap that screen. Let's try to run it up to 150,000 likes to get us back to where we were, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, how's it going?
What's your birth year?
2001.
And you said you're how old?
22.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Over every other candidate, yeah.
Why so?
Well, you got to think about it. In a country that is undoubtedly politically corrupt, you got to think, who's the least political candidate that you can think of that actually has a chance of winning? And I'm going to be honest, Trump definitely fits that category. Now, whether you think that's a good thing or not, you got to agree that we need somebody who is like less political, right? Like somebody who's going to speak his mind and actually stand up, as opposed to somebody who's just hollow talk.
So he's political. I don't know what you're talking about. And he is a lot of just talk. He's claiming that he's won the election when there's no sufficient evidence to indicate that to be the case. He's still claiming that 3 years later, when there were court cases headed by judges that were appointed by him, right? They didn't indicate the election to have been stolen.
So, do you know the exact method of how they investigated this?
Of what?
Like the claims that there was voter fraud. Like, did they make
in every single court case? No, I'm not going to be familiar with all the details.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering that because a lot of people don't really think about it. Because there's a lot of cases in the past that have just been dropped like, oh, this was nothing, when in reality it was something. Like, I can name one particular example. Have you ever heard of the Finders Cult?
No, what is that?
So basically, it was this cult in the 80s, right? So it was a cult that would kidnap children, indoctrinate them, and then sell them through, trafficking, basically. So it turned out that in 1993, members of Congress found out about this cult, and they ended up questioning the CIA about it. So my information comes from like lost media analysts, like that type of stuff, like on YouTube. I saw a few documentaries about it in particular. And the FBI also released a 600-page document that declassified it in 2019. So that's my source, in case you're wondering. So
Wait, can you title? Sorry, I literally just didn't get half of that. Can you explain that again? Sorry. What was the name of the cult?
The Finders.
The Finders, and what was the thing I can look up to find it real quick? Sorry.
The cult with CIA ties.
Katie, thank you for subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you. And what point are you trying to prove with this?
I'm just saying that the government does some pretty messed up crap. And I mean, with Trump, I mean, a lot of people say, like, oh, he's a liar, but that number's been pretty inconsistent. Like, the Washington Post will say 30,573, just to name a number. The Guardian will say 20,000.
Dude, here, yeah, they'll make claims that I'm specifically, he's claiming he won the election. Do we have sufficient evidence of that being the case?
Well, not exactly.
No, so then is that a lie? Is that a lie?
Deny that there are some things that can happen in particular. Like, remember the evidence in particular that he did bring into question, like all the trucks with the ballots, the people boarding up the windows in certain areas, and certain typo errors that supposedly got corrected, but then other sources say that they don't. I mean,
I don't even know what you're responding to right now.
No, the voter question, like the question of whether or not there was voter fraud. Like, I was talking about like some of the evidence that Trump did mention, like the adding the other zero typo, the let's see what else. There was that little
what adding another zero typo.
Well, did you hear about that where it was like, I think it was something like 13,800 something, 870 or something like that. And then they added another zero to make it 138,000.
Where? What?
So there was, if I remember right, I think PolitiFact brought this up, and then they tried to say that it was corrected after 30 minutes. But then we saw a bunch of other people like talking about like supposed spreading of misinformation.
So there was some corrected issue with the voting system.
No, I mean they said it was corrected, but according to like some of the polls that some people would share on the internet, it's like it wasn't corrected. But then they say that it's taken down and that it's misinformation. But how do you know for sure that it is misinformation? Like, that's what
I'm not familiar with the claim, so I don't know. I don't really know fully what you're trying to reference. Like, you're referencing something that I didn't bring up, so.
But like, you tried to say that he was political, right? And
yeah,
then
Trump is political.
Tried to say that like he was a liar, but out of the
and I gave it a specific circumstance, and you didn't engage with the specific circumstance. You just started talking about something completely different.
I was just trying to talk about how the government has lied, and that like when it comes to
I've never said the government hasn't lied.
Yeah, but like, would you like with Trump? He's the least political person.
Well, how do you quantify what's most political?
Well, let's see. The government. I mean, you would agree that the government hates Trump, right?
The government hates Trump? No, not necessarily.
You know, like the CIA, mainstream media outlets, Operation Mockingbird, stuff like that.
Like, what are you trying to point at? I don't think that like everyone hates Trump necessarily, right? For just being Trump. I think people hate Trump because there are particular reasons to not like him. There are people that probably don't like him within the CIA or within the FBI who just personally don't like him because they disagree with him politically, because they think that he's done a bunch of shitty stuff in the past.
So did Joe Biden, but a lot of
people in the mainstream media that probably don't like him, that disagree with him, of course. There are people in the mainstream media that agree with him.
Yeah. And I will admit that the mainstream media does agree on certain things, but then you see a lot of mainstream media outlets attacking him for other things, like they try to deem him a racist when he isn't. They try
I think that both Biden and Trump are racist.
Trump is most certainly not racist.
Oh, okay. Well, then I just don't know how you're referencing that terminology, because like I think there are clearly lots of things I could relate to that Trump has done that are racist.
Such as?
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to relate to specifically how he referred to Mexican people, right?
Even PolitiFact debunked.
No, I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna characterize it completely how it happened. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
They're sending their rapists, criminals.
Wrong.
Some I assume are good people, right? Those are the context that would be relevant. Where show me a source.
His exact words were, when Mexico sends us its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. He was referring to illegal immigrants. It's like he was talking about the illegal immigrants that were crossing the border. And he said,
yeah, they're talking about immigrants who are, immigrants.
Drugs, they're bringing crime.
And he said some I assume are good people.
Yeah.
What is some? Does some refer to a majority or a minority typically?
He was referring to illegal immigrants, not Mexicans in general.
No. He said no. What are you talking about?
Look it up.
No, I have looked at it.
Trump literally said that he was referring to illegal immigrants. Even PolitiFact said that this was a false statement by Tim Kaine. Wasn't Tim Kaine the original person who came up with, who said this? And then a lot of people followed along with it, including CNN, New York Times. Yeah, Tim Kaine falsely stated that Trump said that all Mexicans were rapists.
No, that's not the claim that I just made, right? He's making a claim that a majority of people who are coming across the border are going to be indicative of that, because he's making a claim that, listen, please, let me please finish, please. Let me please finish.
You're wrong. That's what I'm saying, is that he was
okay. When you're relating to the notion of some, right? Some is going to be referring to, in typical sense, right, a minority of individuals. So when you're referring to an overall group of people and you're saying some I assume are good people, right? I think the basis of that statement is going to be prejudice, right? Because it's based upon the characteristic, not something that we see within the context of reality. It's irrational. But yeah, you can speak now. I don't know why you're trying to talk over me like that.
Okay, so what I was saying was that people are trying to say that a lot of people are making the false assumption that all Mexicans are illegal immigrants. I'm just going to say it. You're making a false assumption here.
What? Are you talking about me?
Yes.
When did I say that Mexican people are all... What?
Because what I'm saying is that with Trump, like I said before, he was referring to illegal immigrants, not Mexicans in general. He was talking about the people who were coming from the southern border. Yes, a majority of them were Mexican, but that does not mean that all Mexicans are illegal immigrants. You see,
I was not making that assumption.
I mean, it kind of sounded like you were. Kind of did sound like you were. Because
what the hell are you doing, bro? You're literally, are you just trying to deflect away from what I'm bringing up? Right, trying to shift the blame.
Head on. You're saying that he called all Mexicans rapists, which is not true.
No, I did not say that. I say he's referring to a majority of people as rapists and criminals.
A majority of illegal immigrants who are crossing the border. That's not racism.
Dude, did you hear what I'm saying? He's talking about an overall group of people, and he's claiming, right, that it is the case that a majority of them, right, because he's saying that some, including typically a minority of individuals, right, are good people. So most are not good people. That's what he's saying.
Okay, and
is that a prejudice statement?
Which group are you referring to? The people who are crossing the southern border. What does that mean?
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending its best. They are sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Again, he was referring to illegal immigrants.
When Mexico sends its people, it's talking about people that specifically Mexico is sending. They're sending these people. Okay?
what he's saying.
Right?
Is that
And
these
what
people
does
are
some
coming
mean? Can you
across
please
the
tell me?
border
Can you please tell me
illegally.
what some means?
Illegal immigrants. Like he's saying that illegal.
No.
immigrants are crossing
What
the
does some
border,
mean?
and
Like,
those
can
people
you just
are bringing
define the term
drugs and
"some" for me,
bringing crime.
please?
Oh, for God's sake! He's saying like listen. I'm trying to tell you what he meant. I mean, it's pretty obvious to anybody who.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious to anyone who's listening to this. Wait, he just left. Why'd he just leave? Bruh. Literally, it is absolutely a racist statement. Okay? I don't know why people are trying to take away from that. Like, when you're saying some are good people, right? That is a fucking crazy statement to make about any overall group of people like that. Yeah, that's actually wild. Does anyone remember his name? I don't know what his name is. I don't know if he's gonna be in the guest box. Anyone remember the name? I have no clue. But tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to run it up to 150,000 likes. Share the live copy link, send it to a few friends. I don't know why people can't point this out on both sides, right? I think both Biden and Trump are racist, right? This is definitely a racist statement. Let's be fucking real here. Let's be so fucking real. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, there's a lot of background noise. We're gonna go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Please only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. All right, it's not accepting people. We'll try to go to the next person. Please only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
11.
Oh my, you're not even old enough to be on the app. My gosh. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 21.
For sure. Do you? What's your birth year?
2002.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
Because he is the United States president that didn't have war in 20 years.
He wasn't president for 20 years.
Yes, but the president in the last 20 years that hasn't had a war.
Oh, like didn't start. Well, he increased drone strikes in the Middle East by 450%.
Okay, but let me ask you something. What do you support right now?
What do I support?
Yes.
Social democracy.
And who is that?
So, that's not like a person. It's a ideology.
So, do you vote for Joe Biden or who?
Oh, I would vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump. Yeah.
So you would vote for a guy who can't make one sentence, correct?
He absolutely can get a sentence out. If you've ever watched anything, he absolutely can get a sentence out. But yeah, sure, he may seem old in certain circumstances. I don't deny that, but I also think Trump is old. And I also think that there are other bad concerns as it relates to Trump, like as it relates to his sanity, as it relates to the fact that he's a liar, as it relates to him being a threat to democracy, as it relates to the different types of things that he supports, the people that he's going to put into office, like the administrators. There are many things that I would be concerned about with Trump that I wouldn't be concerned about with Biden. But sure, yeah, I'm concerned about the idea that Biden is too old.
I agree with you. Even Trump and all those candidates have flaws in them, but still, I'm not from USA, I'm from Europe and all that, but still, having a...
Wait, so you can't vote in the U.S. elections?
No.
Then why do you support Trump or Biden? Like, why would you even know who to support, actually?
Because if Trump was president of the United States in the past 2 or 3 years, we wouldn't have a war between Ukraine or Russia or something like that.
What makes you think that?
Was it a war when was Trump a president? There was no war.
Yeah, so just because there was not a war under Trump's presidency as it relates to Russia and Ukraine doesn't mean that there wouldn't have been under his administration. For
Maybe,
example,
maybe
right?
you're right.
There what's up?
Yes, tell. Sorry to interrupt.
No, like again, you're just not making a good claim as to why it wouldn't have happened if Trump was in office. That's just like obviously not going to be true.
You're right. I don't have 100% proof, but still, there was not a war when Trump was president. I'm always supporting that.
So there
war.
There was, but is there anything else you'd like to go over? Which one? We again, I just talked about it, right? The increase in military drone strikes in the Middle East, 450%. That is acts of war.
Maybe, but not open war.
Okay, I don't even know what you're referencing then.
I'm sorry for my English. I really didn't expect you for accepting my join, but still, I don't know, man. But Trump is much better than Joe Biden. Honestly, that's my thought.
Yeah, I don't think you have any good reason for that, and I think we're getting a little circular. Is there anything else you want to bring up or talk about?
I was watching your lives for quite some time, and you how can I say that? You are amusing to watch, and all those people that join, it's funny to watch and all that. But I wanted to ask you something about religion. Me, myself, I'm not a believer or something like that. But when you talk about those things, I wanted to ask you the meaning of word fate. What does that mean?
Fate, there are many ways you could reference it. It's just like how things are going to end, what's going to happen. Some people would say like what your ultimate purpose is. Like it just depends on how someone's referencing it. But I do just want to say I don't want to get too off topic or anything like that. Faith.
Sorry,
faith, not fate.
The word fate, when you have faith in something.
Faith, belief without evidence.
Sorry, my English is not.
No. That was my bad. That was my bad. So
I wanted
faith is just be belief without evidence under my notion.
Me myself, I'm not some believer who goes to church and all that, but I wanted to tell you that's my personal thinking of those things. It takes courage and all that to have faith in something that it's not proven. So if faith was proven, all of the world would be religious. But that's my thinking. So faith doesn't need to be proven. If someone believes, he believes. And that's my opinion. So, if you understand.
Yeah, they do believe, but I do think that they're unjustified.
Yes, all that. I don't believe in Bible, all those words, because those Bible and church is made up by man. So I don't believe in all that. I believe in love and sharing of love, but church and all those orders or anything like that, saying all nonsense is so stupid for me, and saying gay people, blah, blah, blah. I watched your live a few days ago, why gay people are supposed to go to hell and all that. If you're a good person, my opinion, if you're a good person, you will always go to heaven, if there is a heaven. It's point of religion and all that is sharing love and sharing everything good. If you're a good person and you do good things, you don't mess with people, all that shit, you will go to heaven, if there is a heaven. Because a lot of people who are bad people, I'm not telling for everyone, but when they go to church, that's their relaxation for things they do bad. And so they always say for all those other people who don't go to church that they will burn in hell and all those things. But for me, the the one rule and the only rule is to share love and be a good person. So if there is a heaven, you will go there. If there is not a heaven and you're a good person and all that, if God sends you to hell, if you didn't go to church, then that's the fucked up God for me. If you understand what I said.
Absolutely. But I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, Luca. It was good talking to you.
Thank you, bro.
so
You're
Have
a
a good day.
good guy. Always amusing to watch, and I will watch you forever.
Appreciate it. Have a good day, man. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Let's try to get to 250,000 likes, y'all. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Oh, old enough. I was born in 65.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
I sure do.
Why so?
I believe he was running the country in a better direction than it's been running during Obama and most definitely during Biden.
Why so?
The economy was going great. When Trump became president, he had everything going in direction. Everybody was happy. There was plenty of money being made. All different cultures were working. Black people were working. Latinos were working. There was nothing but good news going on. There was so much good news going on that we had to have a disaster to take it down called COVID. And and then it all got blamed on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so can you give me any reason to believe that Trump caused the economy to do well?
Do I have any evidence to? Yes, certainly. We were leaders in the world in energy. We were independent, self-independent on energy. That all changed.
You're telling me what we were, right? But how do you know that Trump caused that?
Because he was the one that put it into play. He was the one that created the policies and did all of that negotiating.
What policy?
I don't know what the policy is off the top of my head.
Well, then how do you know he created something to benefit us?
Because I have read it before. I've seen it.
Well,
He's done a lot to benefit us. There was nothing but good news going on. Even the liberal strategists can't deny that during Trump's tenure in office, the economy was rocking. Everybody was happy. He brought us a good economy.
But just because it is the case that the economy is doing well, doesn't mean it is the case that it's because of Trump, right? That doesn't follow at all.
Yeah, no. It's because of Trump and his team of experts that put everything
you're
together.
saying that, but how do you know that to be the case?
Because I watched it happen.
You watched it. So just because it happened,
Yeah, well, I watched it.
Just because it happened doesn't mean Trump caused it.
No, I don't think it's a coincidence. You know what I mean? Right now we have Biden.
It also wasn't a coincidence that 14.7% unemployment happened under Trump's administration. That was caused by Trump.
The 14.7% what?
Unemployment under Trump's administration. By your reasoning, that's caused by Trump.
No, it was no. You're taking my words out of context. What caused that was COVID.
Trump was president. I saw it happen.
It happened during COVID. There was a reason for that to happen. You remember?
And also, you could relate to reasons otherwise than Trump to relate to why the economy is doing this way. Like, for example, as it relates to gas, right? The amount of the Russia-Ukraine situation. You could talk about the fact that there's limits in the amount of distribution of oil like around the world due to OPEC.
Well, it's all of the above. Actually, when Trump came into office, he went head on with all of these countries throughout the world that aren't paying their fair share. You remember that when he went after them, and China was paying all kinds of money back into America. He was turning things around for America. We weren't being sucked as much as we are today again. You know, we're back to ground zero here when it comes to that. We're being taken advantage of left and right, you know. And and a lot of people like to ask, what policies would you... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Wait, so you're saying that like he's getting us to pay like their fair share they didn't necessarily change.
Yeah, he
anything from
created
what
all
they
sorts of
were.
sanctions. He
The
negotiated with
sanctions didn't go against other NATO countries. I promise you. What sanction? You're talking about sanctions against like what countries?
well, tariffs, not sanctions, not
Tariffs
sanctions.
against China?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
one.
the tariffs against China negatively impacted American consumers and negatively impacted specifically
Where you getting that?
American farmers.
Well, yeah, that's not true neither. Where are you getting that information from?
That American farmers were negatively impacted.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be coming directly from like the Bureau of Labor Statistics or like the like information. You can get news source stuff information from the BLS about that.
Okay. Well, I think there's a lot of hype added to all of that. Trump would he didn't do anything that would destroy or hurt the farmers in the country. If there's anybody
No, they
that I've
absolutely
ever
did.
seen,
I mean, you even on a theoretical basis, right? If you're relating to tariffs, the reason why it's going to hurt like the producers and whatnot is going to be because of the tariffs that are going to be in response as it relates to like other types of producers. I mean, other types of countries. So the rates that American farmers are going to get are going to be significantly lower as it relates to the circumstance because of the increased tariffs.
well, I don't believe that any country should have anything to involvement with our product here at home. You know what I mean? No other country should be involved with buying our land up and selling our land out to, like China, for example. They bought up a lot of American land. You know what I mean?
Wait. If you want to buy American land, actually, like fundamentally, what would be your reason against that? Right? Because that's them spending money in America.
Well, it depends who's purchasing the land.
What does it depend on?
Security, for starters.
So you think that like the U.S. is not going to be secure here?
Oh, I don't think we are secure right now. I think we're in very serious danger. Well, the FBI just came out with a report that there are planned terrorist attacks, new ones that they have on record. Ray came out and said it.
Yeah, there are always different types of plans for terror attacks.
Nah, it's a bit excelled here. It's it's a worrisome condition.
Which ones are you
The border
referencing
being wide.
specifically? What's different?
There's a whole lot more people walking into the country without any form of vetting. There's how
can you give me a reason?
missing? I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry about that. I'm not up to date where I'm on the computer checking up and backing up everything I'm saying. But if you look it up, I'm sure you'll see what I'm talking about. But no, the missing people across the border. There's a bunch of terrorists that got across the border and they're nowhere to be found.
So these are just like claims that we're making for some reason.
They're not claims.
People who
The
are- hold on,
FBI.
hold on. There are people who are on the terrorist watch list that are going back and forth between as it relates to different countries all the time, and then they're always having eyes on that. You have to give me reason to believe that like the Biden administration has caused it to be higher. Right? I don't have good reason to believe that at this current moment.
With the borders being wide open the way they are, and
The borders are not wide open. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then we're going to have to how could you say the borders are not wide open, Parker? How could you say that? We just had
Well,
12,000 people
What is the
cross in
difference?
one day. What the difference was we had 2,000 people crossing when Trump was here, and now we have millions crossing. That's the difference.
You said 2,000 people under Trump?
Per day, something like that. 1,000
And what is it
people.
under Biden's?
If 2,000 people were alive,
And what is it under Biden's?
Under Biden's, there's millions of people have crossed.
Millions a day?
No, he had 12,000 just crossed just a couple days ago in one day. Yeah, 12,000 in one day. The normal ratio of crossings are normally
Is
from
this
1,000.
legal or illegal immigration?
Illegal immigration.
No, give me a source for that. Give me a source for that. I need
You're gonna
something.
have to-
I need any evidence. Give me something. Please.
It was all over.
You've got nothing
It's
for
been
that.
all over the media that 12,000
No,
people.
not undocumented. Absolutely not. No.
It's documented. It's documented, Parker. It is
Documented where? It's so.
Are you honestly telling me, being up to date on all of this stuff, that you didn't hear that 12,000 people on the Arizona border right now, sitting on the American side, they took in 12,000 people in one day?
Not who are undocumented.
Yeah, they were all undocumented. They crossed the border and they were all being held up against the wall.
Wait, just because you okay? So give me a source. I'd love to see it. I'll give you time. Go for it. Look for it. Find it. We'll be waiting for you. I can't hear you when you're paused, just letting you know. So you can find it and then come back and I should be able to hear you. In the meantime, everyone keep tapping that screen. We got bananaed earlier for 10 minutes for general, but we got the account back and like the algorithm has been a bit weird since then. If you want to help us out in the algorithm, everyone, make sure to tap that screen. Make sure to share the live. Let's try to get it up to 150,000 likes, everyone. Again, if you want to support the stream, everyone, Venmo, Cash App if you have not already. Ask how many taxpayer dollars have been spent on the election fraud investigation. Oh yeah, I'll ask that right after. New York Post, he's right. What about it? It'd be 12,000. It's all over. I'd love to see it. Go for it. Again, he said undocumented. He's correct. We'll see. I'll look it up. Yeah, I don't see anything that's saying that. I'd love to see any of y'all see that. Leave your hair alone, you're gonna pull it up. I touch my hair all the time, that's just how I am. Stay on late. Parker, I'll be on until like 8:20, something like that. People are saying, if you're saying CIS, that doesn't tell me where on CIS. And I can't click on the link either. What happened earlier, I got bananaed for general for some reason. 10 minutes for general was really dumb. I don't know why it did. Because the live was, like, they do that whenever the live's, like whenever it starts, like, picking up. Because recently on the algorithm, it's taken a while to, like, pick up. But, like, I don't know. And then when they ban, it's actually really annoying. TikTok does just bully, yeah, for real. Read my message. Yeah, if you have any questions right now, put in the comment section. Raya, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Raya. Don't worry. Hello?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I see it's all over. It's on CBS, NBC.
What's the title?
12,000 immigrants. Well, no, CBS had soaring numbers. They don't want to put out the exact number, but then you have Fox is up there saying 12,000.
Yeah, can you give me a title?
Yeah, 12,000 illegal immigrants.
Yeah. You said undocumented, right?
Yes.
Okay, where's what's the title?
No.
They were migrants. Are they undocumented migrants? Like, or are they migrants that are asylum seekers?
No, I don't think they were asylum seekers, actually. They weren't asylum seekers. They were undocumented.
Okay, well, you need to check that. Because typically what you're referencing would be like asylum seekers.
No, they weren't asylum seekers. They were all, the majority of them, that's part of the report, the majority of them were all young-aged men. Very few women and children and asylum-type families coming across.
The majority of them are all young, healthy men, dressed well, I might add.
So young, healthy men can't be seeking asylum from countries.
Oh no, of course they can. Of course they can. But I see it as an advantage for them to just take advantage of America and cross the border and use any excuse because Biden.
Can you give
these
me
guys, these guys.
A source that says that they were not seeking asylum. That's why I asked you. That's why I said it was bullshit about the undocumented notion, because typically when there are like huge, massive groups as it relates to
because
12,000
if
people, that's going to be in the context of like an asylum process.
Well, no, it's not asylum. It's these people were undocumented.
So give me the source. Give me the source.
Hold on again. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. TikTok is operating really weird, chat. TikTok is operating really weird. Trust well, I might add. Yeah, tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get up to 250,000 likes. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Please only send a guest request if you do disagree. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yeah, Hazel, we are going to be doing that very, very soon. Very, very soon, within the next coming days. The sources, trust me, bro, for real. Did you see the Game Awards, Parker? Like the TikTok Game Awards? Or what? I don't know what you're referencing. Sorry, I keep touching my hair, chat. I just can't stop. I don't know what's wrong with me. What do you think of Macron? I don't have thoughts.
Parker,
wonky, yeah.
CNN has a report on it.
Yeah, you keep telling me these different places have reports on it. I'm just asking you for the title so that I can look it up. Because you telling me that CNN and all these different places, that doesn't give me any ability to look it up. He told you, Parker. CNN does not tell me anything. It's not that hard. I don't know. Trump equaled no war. That's not how it works. Play Lego Fortnite yet? No, I have not. Should I play it right now? I'll try and get it because I know it's like a Minecraft thing.
CNN, 12,000 undocumented migrants.
Are they okay? 12,000 undocumented.
Well, CNN is 900 to 12,000 or something like that. 9,000 to 12,000.
Okay, where does it say that they're undocumented?
The title of it.
About 10,000 migrants, including families, pregnant women, and babies, were waiting to be processed by U.S. immigration authorities.
Yeah, well, that's partially
the
true.
number of
we are
migrants
dealing with CNN, but okay.
Yeah,
that's partially true.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean partially true? Get a grip, dude.
What do you mean get a grip? CNN has a horrific record of lying and bullshitting their way through. And also, before you were kept asking,
you're literally you just bullshitted so hard. Like, dude, don't even what the fuck is wrong with you? You're on here like trying to make claims that like these are undocumented immigrants when you literally have no evidence to support
Parker, you're putting misinformation out.
I'm not putting any misinformation.
Yeah, you are. You're putting misinformation out.
The
things that you're saying. How was Trump's election stolen? You're asking. What did you forget about Twitter? Did you forget about all the people censored and blocked from reporting on Twitter? It was one of the big reasons, protecting Hunter Biden's laptop and so on. And it's
give me something specifically that could relate. And again, if this is such very clear evidence, well, then wouldn't you be able to give me something that would relate to like anything?
I think you see at this point. I think that you know about this, and you're just bluffing with it, man.
What?
You have to know about this stuff I'm talking about. It was all over the media, even your media. That the liberal mainstream media was all over it.
I'm sorry, but you're like
About
actually
the 12,000 undocumented.
Hey, listen to me right now, bro. Be quiet, okay? Are you going to engage with anything I'm saying? I'm giving you like actual response to things. You're not engaging with anything I'm saying at all. Okay? Please respond. I'm sick of just saying shit and nothing even is engaged with.
Well, what you're saying is not
Just
true.
engage with it. You're not engaging with any of it. So tell me what's not true and tell me why it's not true.
That 12,000 people were documented and reported on.
Why'd you go back? That was legal migration, right? What are you talking about? You were saying it's undocumented.
It's not illegal.
You were saying it's illegal. You had no evidence that it was illegal.
It is illegal. They're crossing the border. And they're also being given $5,000 visa
Crossing
cards.
the border is not illegal, right? Crossing
Yeah,
the border
it
is
is.
not illegal. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Right? There are legal asylum processes that take into account crossing the border.
Everything can't be asylum, Parker.
It is
You
asylum.
can't-
That's exactly
No,
what it is.
all of a sudden, millions of people are charging over within 3 years of Biden
12,000.
seeking asylum.
There are millions of people that come across the country every single year. Immigration exceeds 1 million every year.
Yeah, the legal system does, yeah. And even more than that now in the illegal system.
No, give me any evidence of that.
Look at what's going on the border. Don't you listen to anybody that lives there? It's all over the frickin' media. You're acting like the talking points that they put out. Oh, there's no open border. There's no... What are you guys kidding me? Don't you see what's going on over there?
You're not giving any argument. All you're saying is that I'm just engaging in talking points. You're the one not responding to anything I'm saying.
You're not making any sense. That's why you're denying
What am I
something
not
that I'm
making
telling
sense
you. That's well, you're saying that. Oh, I don't see. Haven't heard of that. I
Yeah,
think
so you have to provide the evidence, right? Or can you
yeah,
just, like,
it's all
bullshit
over
your
the
claims?
media. You know what he
It's all over the media. Trust me, bro. Please.
Parker, play your game, bro.
Trust
play
me,
your
bro.
game.
Please.
You're
trust
supporting
me,
the
bro.
wrong people.
Trust me, bro. Please,
Fuck off.
please, trust me, please. Trust me, please, please. Please, trust me. All right, we're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yeah, what the hell was that, chat? What the hell? We're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18. Sure.
Cap. 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 Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up, dude? I'm 23.
For sure. Do you think? Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not gonna freaking sit here and go over like a whole list of articles and this and that. That older gentleman I was on before was definitely had a valid point, in my opinion. He was like, well, have you talked to anybody around the borders and stuff like that? Me personally, my father has multiple friends over there, and seeing it firsthand.
Those would just be anecdotal claims, right? I would look for like, overall evidence.
That's just as valid as an article online that you would see, though.
No, it's not.
Right?
No,
So
because
somebody's writing that article and saying whatever.
You understand that like it's going to relate to overall evidence, right? It's not going to
But
specifically relate to an anecdotal claim.
because evidence comes from a person writing it.
Yeah, you understand that it has to literally go through some sort of process that's not just like, oh, I'm just going to look at my own personal experience. We look at a specific set of data, right? You have to look at something specific. You're not looking at anything specific. You're literally, in terms of overall numbers, right? You're looking at, right, again, a small portion that is subject to many different biases, like selection biases, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
well,
subject
I
to
mean,
just like
like
what's
I said,
specifically around you.
We could go over statistics and what things say online and articles, but I mean, at the end of the day, dude, like, if you don't see it first-handedly, how would you know? You're just going off of a website or statistics.
You're going
that
off of
somebody
evidence.
read.
Okay. Have you seen have you seen the curvature of the Earth?
No.
Do you think the Earth is spherical?
I think it's flat.
You're trolling.
No, dude. I mean, I'm stating facts. I mean, I'm not.
Wait, do you actually think the Earth is flat?
Article.
Do you actually think the Earth is flat? Are you fucking with me?
No, dude. I don't think the Earth is flat.
Okay. So again, just because you haven't experienced it yourself yet doesn't mean that it's not true.
Well, exactly.
How do you know the Earth is not
That's
flat?
my point exactly. So just because you haven't seen it yet, and you see what's online, like I mean that just what you just said applies to what I just said. So like,
no, you have to look at the overall evidence.
You're not.
I'm saying you didn't have to see it in a personal
there.
experience. I was talking about a personal experience.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say, bro.
You got nothing else?
Nope.
All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Let's try to get to the next individual real quick, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
No, it's not that I'm political or anything, but something about just the name Trump or the idea of Trump or a Trump card or, stomping over whoever is like that power play.
We're going to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 41.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
It just seems like, things were better then. Let me know if you can't hear me because my earbuds and they're about to die.
I hear you. So things were better. So how do you know that was specifically caused by Trump?
I don't know. I just know I have a lot of family in government, and I have family members at the border themselves, and you have no idea about how many people are coming per day. We're talking around 10,000 per location, and the numbers are not there that you don't see. My family, I'm Mexican, born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas. And what was I say? The amount of beggars that are there, like, and I'm not trying here to sit a rant. I see your content and I think it's, I applaud you the way you've done it, and I think that you're professional, and I don't even know how old you are, maybe 20 or 21. But the way you handle yourself is very mature, and I'm actually applauding you for that. But I don't think you realize. And the thing is, I hate politics, period. But I don't think you realize like how bad it is at the border. It's really bad.
Okay, give me a reason to believe that it was different under Trump's administration.
Well, Trump, what did he do? He closed the borders,
No, he didn't.
Of course. I know there were, I know a lot of people were mad about him not letting families come in because he was saying, how do we know this family is with this family, Now, this is a true question for me. Why do you why do you feel like Biden is the right president for us?
I don't feel like Biden is the very right president. It's just a fact of the matter that he's better than Trump, right? Under my view.
Okay.
That would be what I would say. So it would just be based upon the analysis, cost benefit analysis between the two. I obviously think that there are going to be significantly more costs under a Trump administration as it relates to bad or negative things that I would relate to.
Okay. Do you not believe that we are Do you not believe what? Do you not think that Trump did well with his company? I know that he has a lot of indictments. Okay, I honestly feel like if he did not rerun, they would have left him alone. They would have just said, they would have left him alone 100%.
No, I think that he would have still got the indictments.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay. I disagree with that, but all right.
What reason do you have to believe that wouldn't have happened?
Well, there's a lot of things that if you go against the real people that run the world, and you go against
what are the real people that run the world?
we don't have enough conversation for that.
What do you mean we don't have enough conversation for that?
So we're talking about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, BlackRock.
Okay, so
So
do you know what BlackRock is?
So I know. I wish I had. I have videos that I could send you if I can have.
Do you know what BlackRock is?
It is a company that is owned by how many companies they own? I think it's like 80% of the world's stock, or the world's companies that they own.
Nope, they do not control 80% of the world's stock. That's definitely not true. But they're an investment firm, right? So like people take investments that they have, money that they have, and they put it in this big different fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they invest given that fund.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not like a specific individual or secret government controlling everything.
So, did you hear what Putin said? He said, what did he say? He was like, I've been in this office for X amount of years, but when the black suits come, they tell you what's really going on.
Who?
So
who said this?
Putin said this. Putin was talking about how we think
so
that
Putin's conspiratorial as well. Okay.
It's not. Oh my gosh. Do you really feel like that the one person in charge, you really feel like that's who's running the country?
The president? No, the president doesn't run the country. Like the president runs certain aspects and can influence the country in many ways, but doesn't run the country like a dictator.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, of course. But by the end of the day, they're going to say what they're going to, like the people, I wish I knew I could say, yes, this is the powers that be, but we don't know because they sit in the, they're in the back, not telling who they are.
They're in the back, not telling who they are. I don't know what you're talking about. So if you're just saying that there's some shadowy government controlling everything, we don't know who they are, well, then you don't know that they even exist. How do you know they exist?
Okay.
If you can't even identify who they are, how do you know they exist?
Okay, so how much have you studied like Illuminati, the Masons? Like, have you studied any of that at all?
I've looked into it. I've looked into that. Sure, yeah.
Okay, and what do you feel? Do you feel like they're wrong? Do you feel like what they're doing is right?
I don't think that they control everything. Raya, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't think that they control everything.
Okay.
What reason do you have to believe that they control everything?
So, how did George Bush get him being, what was it? What's the name? Skull and Bones. Like, how did he get in so quick, so fast, of course, with having Bush?
I don't know what you're referencing.
George Bush. How did George Bush?
No, I know George Bush, but I don't know I don't know what you're trying.
So George Bush was a part of Skull and Bones.
I don't know what's Skull and Bones.
It's a part of. It's not exactly like the Masonry. It's more of like a fraternity, but it's like a highway up.
Yeah, fraternity. Like
correct.
You're talking like so
like you want to move up quick in life. This is what you need to do. You go to this, boom.
Yeah, like community type stuff.
Yes.
So what about that? That's not like Illuminati. Controls everything. Secret government controls every aspect of society.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could talk to you so in person. Things that I want to talk to you about, but I feel like you have so many viewers. We got like almost 2.3, almost 2. Anyways, 3,000 people, and I feel like I sound like an idiot right now, and this is normally not me. So I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to come into your live.
Okay. All right. For sure. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. We are just looking for some debates.
Because I sure the hell don't support Biden. That's why I support Trump.
Okay, so...
Yeah, what has Biden done? No, I'm not going to tell you about Trump. I want to know what Biden's done within these 4 years he's been in office, 3 years he's been in office.
Well, I mean, I don't think that we even have to talk about what Biden's done in order to do that, but we can.
No, we do.
Right?
It's pretty stupid of you
can talk
Democratic
about.
voters.
Wait, hold on. We can talk about CHIPS Act. We can talk about the Inflation Reduction Act. We can talk about the infrastructure bills. Right? We can talk about the fact that he's pulled out of Afghanistan. We can talk about the fact that.
But he went to Ukraine.
Yeah, we get that. I mean, that's.
And then he
I
gave
think
$6 billion to Gaza. I mean, come on, bro. You guys,
you should be giving money to the wait. You should be giving money for humanitarian aid for Palestinians. Right? I think that they actually gave too much money to Israel.
Parker? We gave $6 billion to Gaza. To start a war within the Middle East again?
No. So the money that we referenced there,
with guns.
Well, the money that you're referencing there, that's specifically for humanitarian aid, isn't it?
No, so you think it's humanitarian aid? What they're doing is they're buying.
There's humanitarian aid, and then they also gave money to Israel. Yo, Katir, thank you so much. I appreciate the cash app. Thank you so much.
They're buying military equipment.
I'm in support of just humanitarian aid. But.
And then they're gonna sit up here, and then your president's gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, we support Israel," but they're gonna give $6 billion to Gaza. So they're literally fighting a war against these two countries for no reason because America wants to supply a war. Once again, every time a Democratic president's in office, we go.
It's not like a war. What are you talking about? It's an occupation.
Oh, it's an occupation to go to war? You guys are just...
No. Like Israel is... these are occupied
Okay, what's your point? They're all occupied.
Yeah.
There's
So like
all around the world.
Yeah. We're again, it's not like the Palestinian people are like fighting, right? There are like specific subset terrorist groups that you're referencing, right? That would be fighting against like the IDF.
Wait, so we're fighting... So America's supporting Israel, correct?
So yeah, they're supporting Israel and giving
humanitarian aid to $6 billion to Gaza, who we're supporting Israel, but we give
those are the people. The people, like the people, are not the fighting against the Israel state government, right? Necessarily, right? It is the
beside the point.
Like it's the Israel state government's trying to take out like Hamas and other types of terrorist organizations.
Well, I think that Democrats might be the most uneducated voters we've ever had because you guys only vote for a Democrat because you don't want Trump in office because you're scared of Trump. You understand that.
Says the one who first came on the live and said, when you first came on the live, you were like, oh, the reason why I support Trump is because I don't like Biden. Didn't you just say that? Didn't you you just contradicted yourself?
No, I'm an educated voter. When I see what Trump did when he was in office,
you just contradicted yourself. You sound hypocritical, my guy.
Parker, you know our economy is amazing. You live in LA, right? What are gas prices right now in LA? Actually, let's talk about a year and a half ago.
580, I don't know. But like, just because gas prices are this way doesn't mean that specifically Biden caused it. Right? I have reason to believe that this would have happened regardless of whether or not Republicans or Democrats are in office.
If Trump won the 2020 election, I guarantee the gas prices would be exactly what they were when he was in 2016. So I don't want to.
You have no understanding of economics, platform.
No, I don't need to understand.
Yeah, you do. You do need to understand economics to make a statement like that.
You guys are some of the most uneducated voters I've ever done seen.
Platform, you have no understanding of economics.
Oh, I have a very well understanding of slight economics. I don't need
really. Can you just let's hear it. What do you got?
Kindergarten semantics games because you don't want to talk about the real issues. You guys are uneducated voters.
What am I not talking about?
You only vote for Democrats, Parker, because you literally can't stand Trump. What has he done that you're so scared of him about? What is he taking out the
He's a threat to democracy. So like. Specifically, as it relates to the idea that he's been claiming that he won the election for the past few years without sufficient evidence to claim that. And he's claiming there's sufficient evidence when there's not.
Parker, you know what's disingenuous about that? You've had people come up here and explain this whole situation where it takes months and years to come up with this evidence. If it's the largest crime in America, they're not going to have it done within 2 weeks.
No, but he's claiming that they already have sufficient evidence.
They do have sufficient.
And also, if
evidence,
they're
but they
going
don't
through the
want to
court
present
cases
it.
already, they
And
have to
once
have
again,
sufficient
that's just
evidence
the difference, 'cause
presented.
There's like that one guest said. that
If you subject, if you put up for like these court cases, you have to have sufficient evidence, right?
Great, and there's not going to be.
So why is he
judge
putting up
that's
for the
gonna
court
take-
cases if there's not sufficient evidence?
I'm sorry, what?
Why is he putting up the court cases if there's not sufficient evidence?
What? Because they needed to do this pretty much to back what they were saying, because you got all your media.
So they had no sources to back up what they're saying yet, right? So you agree right now they do not have sufficient evidence.
Democrats' throats. That's exactly it.
Platform, do you agree right now they do not have sufficient evidence?
I would say they don't, but I would say that they will.
Oh, okay. So they don't currently. What makes you think that they will?
They don't, only because I'm not within I don't know what's going on within his lawyer.
He said they don't right now, but they will. That's a faith plea, buddy.
No, I think, okay, I'm sorry, they do, but I don't think that they're telling us exactly what it is, because something's gonna break out. This is gonna be a large
Oh,
issue
okay.
in
So just like
America.
some random conspiracy bullshit that you have no evidence for.
Hey, you know,
Trust me, bro. Please trust me.
It's a conspiracy until it comes true.
Please
right,
trust me.
It's
Well,
always
no
a
evidence. You have
conspiracy,
no
right, until it
evidence.
comes true.
If you have evidence, I'll accept the assertion. But if you don't have no evidence, I'm not going to accept the assertion. Like, come
Wait,
on.
there's already been a few states that have vetoed.
Use your brain, platform.
Oh no, I have a brain. Trust me, Parker. That's you need to use your brain as an if you want to be an educated voter, Parker, you need to stop voting for these dumb people. These people who can't even, to be honest with you, go to war every single time they're in office. We've had how many countries did Obama invade? 7 different countries.
I don't know about invade. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, go look. Go.
But
type
if
in
you're
how
talking,
many
wait, hold up.
countries
If you
did
want to
Obama
reference
invade.
if you want to reference conflict, right? 450% increase in
Yeah, they're
military drone
war-hungry.
strikes in the Middle East under Trump's
Once
administration.
again, he had to do what he had to do because of terrorists within these countries. That's not his problem. When
Okay,
Obama
so
goes
why
in and
wait? Why
starts
wouldn't you
these
say the same
wars-
thing for Obama
when
then?
Obama
Wait,
goes in and starts these wars,
wait.
what
Why
is he
wouldn't you say
supposed
the
to
same
do?
thing for Obama then?
Because Obama didn't go in to fight these terrorists. He went in to start wars, and then these terrorists stood up. That's what happened.
Hold up. So again, wars against who?
War against, I don't know, Afghanistan, Iraq, all of these different countries.
War against the government, or like what inside terrorist organizations
The Taliban.
within inside
You
these
know who I'm talking
countries?
about. You know who I'm talking about. These
So terrorist
groups.
organizations within inside the countries. Okay.
Okay, but
so
Parker, can you just do a quick Google search and tell me how many
Kara,
countries
thank
he
you so much for
invaded?
the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you.
How many countries did Obama invade? I would really like to know.
I'm not quite sure.
And how much money did Trump take when he was in office from being president?
How much? Wait, sorry. Say that one more time.
Did Trump take his salary when he was in office as president?
Did Trump take his salary? Trump did not take his salary, but he did spend $144 million of taxpayer money on golf trips.
Okay, you know the tax. He went what, $7 trillion in debt?
He gave away $400,000 a year in his
Wait,
salary,
hold on,
but he
hold
spent
on.
$144
Because he's not a
million
politician,
over
boy.
4 years of
He's
taxpayer
not a
money.
politician. He's a businessman. He doesn't need your $400,000. These other people that come.
Oh,
in,
but he needs the
start wars,
144
and then
million?
They get paid for
But
these
he needs the
wars.
144
They
million?
become millionaires because of these wars.
But he needs
Just
the
like-
144
just
million?
like one of our Republican.
Hey, but he needs the
nominees right now.
144 million.
Just like one of our Republican.
But he needs the
nominees.
144
And you know
million.
who I'm talking about. That
Are you not
lady
going to
up
address
there.
it? Are you not going to address it? He needs the 144 million?
Oh no, I'm going to address it. So what I'm going to tell you is the $7 trillion that Trump put onto our our debt. I'm going to compare it to Biden's at like what, 6.9 trillion right now, or 6.7 trillion. So it's coming, boy. It's going to be the exact same number. So I don't even care. I don't even want to hear about the 154 million or whatever
I never
trillion
even brought up
dollars,
the debt.
because guess what?
I never
Trump
brought
had a
up
way
the debt.
better
When did I
economy.
bring up
We
the
were
debt?
living way better.
And when did I bring up the debt?
citizens. What?
When did I bring up the debt? I never brought up the debt once.
Well, that 154 million is part of the debt, right?
No, I'm just telling you that he spent that of taxpayer money. I never said anything about debt. I'm saying that if you're like, oh, he gave away $400,000, sure, right? But he spent $144 million of taxpayer money in 4 years. If he doesn't
Okay, and I
need the
really don't care, because
$400,000,
guess
stop
what?
talking,
He
please.
fixed our
If he
tax
doesn't,
system.
hey, platform. If he doesn't need the $400,000, why does he need the $144 million?
What did he use the 144 million on himself?
On him getting to the golf trips, the private golf trips, yes. Where he would go to
Show me proof.
Mar-a-Lago.
Parker, can you show me this?
Yeah, look up Trump golf count.
What? No, just like, can you just turn your screen
You want me to like show you? Okay.
or read it to me? I'll trust what you're reading. But golf trips, $154 million in golf trips. This boy's a billionaire. You think he needs your $154 million?
Yeah, he did. He
to
did.
go on
He literally
golf
did.
trips?
He did. He
Do you
did
not
this.
understand that they also put the?
I think it's so funny that you don't even fucking believe that he would spend this, and he did it. He actually did it.
No, I'll believe it, but guess what? I don't care. I really just okay. Golf count. What is it? So you're telling me it's $145 million to play 250 rounds of golf? Let me see. Days of Trump spent Mar-a-Lago, 127. Boy, he owns Mar-a-Lago. I'd be paying myself too. Cost of 27 so far. Days of Trump. Okay, and where's Biden been? Does anybody come up with these numbers for Biden?
You want me to show you Obama's? I have Obama's.
No, I don't care about Obama. I'm asking about Biden.
Obama did way less. Obama did 80 million over
Cool. And
8
he
years.
also took the salary, and he also made millions of dollars while president because of these wars he went into. This is what they do. These
Because of the wars he went
people.
into, Trump made
Yes.
millions of dollars as well as it relates to different
Tell me
types of
what,
things that he went
what
to.
was Obama worth before he went into office compared to when he left office?
I'm not quite sure. Like I'll agree with you that Trump did lose money, right? In terms of valuation.
Valuation, boy. They only evaluated his Mar-a-Lago place at what, $18 million when it's $150 million place.
I would like to see what you're talking about. Are you talking about like the New York case or whatnot?
Yeah, the New York case.
I would have to look at the
This is a
specifics.
joke,
I'm not
Parker.
quite
It's the most
like
persecuted
sure
man
about
in
the
America
specifics
right
as it
now.
relates to the New York case.
Why is Trump the most persecuted man in America? Because he's going after these evil people. You can't see.
He's going after the evil people. He's actually
The
the one
evil
trying
people,
to
yeah,
save us. I
exactly
promise you that,
what's happening.
dude.
Your
I promise you,
people-
dude.
your
He's
progressive
going undercover, dude. I
ideology-
promise.
Your progressive ideology wants everyone to pay into a large sum of money, so then all of the people who have money and the people who actually work for their money can pay these poor people and these people who don't want to work. That's what you're paying in for
What are
because
you
you feel
talking
bad
about?
for people.
No, I'm advocating for people having access to universal health care, broader access to
We have
education,
universal health
broader-
care.
No, stop. Let me finish. No, we do not have universal health care.
Yes, we do. You can walk
we do
into
not.
a hospital and
Please
you
let
can
me
get,
finish.
you can
Please
get,
let me
you
finish.
can get
Please let me
help.
finish. You do not. No, that does not mean that we have universal health care system. You're gonna get
That's
fucking.
universal.
How much is your bill gonna be? Please tell
I
me,
don't
platform.
care what it's gonna be. Get working.
What do you
boy.
mean you don't fucking care what it's gonna be? $100,000,
Yeah, I do not care.
$20,000. That's ridiculous.
Well,
What do you mean
guess
get
what? You're
working?
right. We do have a health
What do
care
you, platform?
have
What do you
an
mean get
issue.
working? Please get a grip. Let me please finish.
No, you
platform.
get a grip. You need to understand.
Platform. You
I
are so
agree.
out of touch with reality. It's unbelievable.
No, Parker, you're out of touch.
Like I'm not
with
joking.
reality.
You're completely out of touch.
No, you Democrats are so far out of touch with reality.
Can I
and
please
in
finish,
2024, it's
platform?
going to be over, boy. Go ahead.
Platform. Let me please finish. You sound ridiculous right now. Like no one thinks that you sound good right now.
I don't care what
We do
anybody
not have
thinks
universal
about.
health care, right? Our system, many people are uninsured, and then they're uninsured because they cannot afford the current medical bills that exist in our system. 137 million Americans are currently dealing with large sums of medical debt. Okay, this is not some little small issue.
I
This is an
agree with
issue that
you.
hundreds of millions of people are dealing with. Okay,
I agree with you.
And you're
You can
completely
cry about
minimizing it by saying, "Just work, bro."
No,
Okay,
you're
platform. Not
intelligent.
everyone.
I
Not
agree
everyone
with
is
you.
in the circumstance that you're in. Okay, that's not how it works.
Okay, yeah, and same goes for you, Parker. So
That's
with your
exactly
ignorance-
why I'm arguing this
No,
point.
you're ignorant.
Because
You're
if
ignorant
everyone
for
was in the
voting-
same point as me,
Okay,
then there
let
wouldn't
me-
be an
let me tell you
issue.
what you're ignorant for, because you're ignorant for voting for Biden when he's raising the insulin prices by 300%.
No, he capped
and
it.
all
He
these
capped it. He capped
pharmaceutical
it.
companies.
He capped
are upping-
he capped the insulin prices. That's
Okay,
bullshit.
I'm sorry. Insulin. Let's talk about antibiotics. Anything other than insulin.
Show me
Okay.
him increasing increasing
Absolutely.
the prices. Him specifically, Biden.
Oh, so now it's got to be him specifically. No, it's when he was president, Parker. This is what you Democrats do. You Demis you take it and say, "Oh,
Wait,
it's
hold
not
up,
Biden
platform,
because-
platform.
just because it was
I'm not,
his time."
platform. You're misunderstanding. I'm not arguing anything that happened under Trump's administration is the fault of Trump. I never argued that.
Okay, so what's your point?
I would only argue things if I have good reason to believe that it was influenced or caused by Trump.
Okay, so once again, we can see that we do have a healthcare problem, right? But you think universal healthcare is going to fix this problem, or is it going to
Yeah,
fix
absolutely.
or charging less for surgeries and charging less for cancer treatments and figuring out the actual prices and stop upping these prices by 10,000%? That would fix the problem.
Name one system that has adopted a model that outside of the context of universal healthcare that has led to good outcomes for the average person. Please name one. Name one country.
Sweden.
Sweden is universal.
I know.
Multi-pair. Get a grip. Please give me a single system
that operates under a model outside of the context of a universal healthcare system that is good for the average person. Try it. Name one.
The average person. What's the average person?
You know what average means?
Cuba.
Cuba, dude, you're an idiot. Come on,
I
please
just
give me
saw it in the
something.
comments. I don't know. I honestly, I don't. I
There's
have no
nowhere.
idea.
There's nowhere.
Okay, but once again, I think we have universal healthcare. You can walk into a hospital and get taken care of.
No, that's not universal healthcare. Universal healthcare, I'm talking, is free at the point of service. It's not free at the point of service.
Wait, but when we had this under Obama, was it not a problem that you're sort of forcing people who didn't need healthcare to get health insurance?
Wait, I don't like Obamacare. I
my
think
God,
it's
it's
better or more
awful.
preferable to the system we have right now. But I think
So show me how it's better.
Hold up. I think it's. You mean universal healthcare systems?
No,
we look
show
at-
me how Obamacare was better than what we have now. What
Oh,
we
it
had
would just
under Trump.
be that more people are insured. That would be it.
Why
so
is that better?
Listen to yourself. Try again.
No. What you don't.
Why
understand
is it better
healthy
for more
don't
people
need
to have
be
health
insured all the
insurance?
time.
Why
Healthy
is it
people don't-
why is it better for more people to be insured with healthcare?
Yeah, more poor. More people
Why
who
is
are
it good
unhealthy-
for? Get a grip. dude.
unhealthy people being insured? Fine, but when I tell you healthy people don't need to be insured all the time, it's a waste of money for these healthy people who actually take care of
No,
their
healthy
bodies.
people need to be insured as well. Everyone needs to have some sort of basis.
Some sort of healthcare, sure, but that's why you
Everyone.
can buy into a specific healthcare system.